Welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew. We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
So last week we got about an hour and
30
minutes
roughly.
in, and our video feed cut out and corrupt the video somehow. I think it was because my laptop was full and it just like deleted everything. It didn't delete it, it like said it was corrupt.
So if it happens again, you won't hear this message either.
Pretty much. Might just give up on Mario Brothers. Like, we're picking a new
that
fucking
movie is cursed.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our second go about it on this. So hopefully we're better this time, because the first time we were fine, but I feel like if you do it once, then you do it twice.
Well, yeah,
You've had practice at it, yeah.
But there's always third time's
It's
charm.
funny because the only time that's ever happened was whenever was our first episode,
Yeah.
our first podcast, which was House on Haunted Hill. We did an entire 2-hour thing, and we lost sound
Like
40
halfway
minutes
through.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know we finished the whole thing.
Finished the whole thing, yeah. We were pissed.
Yeah.
We were really pissed.
Yeah.
But we were like, well, fuck it. I guess we know what we're doing. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so make sure you check out our TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube, and our Rumble. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you go to wherever you get your podcast. If you can rate us, go there and rate us, like on Spotify or on Apple Podcast, any of that stuff. Make sure you rate us, because that helps a lot. Also, make sure you comment on the videos, because we would like to interact more with you guys, and it'd be a lot of fun to do so. So I know that people are out there listening to us, so if you are and you hear this beautiful, beautiful voice, please come to it and talk to
And
me.
emails or your phone numbers.
Yeah, email us your phone numbers, so we can.
Madison's really
Call
excited
you.
about that.
I really want to do it.
segment.
Nobody's done it yet. Which, don't get me wrong, we're still young.
Yeah.
You know, but like, you know, if we can get some phone numbers and we can start calling you, and I want to prank call you, honestly. Ask you if your refrigerator's running, because if it is, you better catch it.
Jeez.
But leave us your phone numbers. Just email us at thebonsaimoviecrew@gmail.com. Simple as that, man. I'm not even going to put it up there because it's too easy to spell. It's in the name, man. It's all one word. Just the Bonsai Movie Crew at
I don't
Gmail.
know. One people might spell it BONSI.
If you don't know how to spell bonsai, just Google it, and Google will tell you how to spell bonsai. It's in our name.
Well, if you're on the YouTube, like,
You had to type
It's
it in
there.
to get to it anyway.
I feel like you're good.
Yeah, you're okay. Just go to the bonsai. Just email us at bonsaimoviecrew.com, or at gmail.com. Sorry. All right. So anyway, let's get into some news and some trailers.
Joseph's got some fucking news.
We got trailers.
Or no, there's no trailers. My bad.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Austin's butt.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I sent
I
that
don't
to
wanna
Zach earlier.
see it.
It's funny. It was a post. All right, so we're going to go through some news that we did last week. It's a thing.
This is Austin's ass.
How
here.
much sleep have you had in the past 3 days, sir?
Enough. You know, I
Okay.
slept pretty good last night.
Enough to show his daughter a picture of a guy named Austin.
Okay, Austin also randomly showed me a video of his penis, like, wrapped around his balls, and there's, like, a flip back around. Don't ask me why he did a video of it, and it was fucking funny, though. I laughed my ass off at it. And then I liked it so much that I showed my wife. I was like, Crystal, come here. She's like, what? I was like, look at this. And
That's
Austin's
great.
like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, show her. He's like, okay. And she's like, God damn it, Joseph. All right. So anyway, we're going to do some of the news that we did last week, this week. So some of it's old news, but we're going to say it anyway, especially for Ray Stevenson, who was an actor who died last week. We're going to give him his just dues. Ray Stevenson, actor in Punisher Warzone, Triple R, and Thor films, died at 58. I'm not going to go through the whole thing like I did last week. I'll give you some of the stuff. Ray Stevenson, the Irish actor who starred in films like The Punisher, Warzone, King Arthur, and the Thor films, and shows like Rome and the upcoming Ahsoka series, died on Sunday in Italy. Variety has confirmed with his publicist he was 58. No cause of death is available. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. But if you don't know who Ray Stevenson is, for one, best Punisher. He's the best Punisher in my opinion because he looked just like the Punisher. He was awesome. He did a great job. Also, he was in the Thor movies. He was in all kinds of stuff. He did soap opera. He got a start in soap operas though. But if you don't know who that is, just give him a little look up. So also a little bit of Mario Brothers news here. Super Mario Brothers just broke a unique Rotten Tomatoes record. Super Mario Brothers has achieved a unique Rotten Tomatoes record thanks to its massive success at the box office. The film adaptation of the Mario franchise has become the highest grossing film of 2023 and the highest grossing film or video game movie of all time, raking in $1.239 billion at the box office worldwide. While the Super Mario Bros. Movie has received mixed reviews from critics, audiences seem to be enjoying the plumber's adventure through Mushroom Kingdom. Now Comic Book reports the Super Mario Bros. Movie has broken the Rotten Tomatoes record, become the highest grossing film with a rotten score on the site at the domestic box office. Domestically, the Super Mario Bros. Movie has made $549.29 million. The previous record holder for the unique achievement was Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King, which made $543.63 million domestically. So there's that. It broke a record. Cool. It's a good movie, and if you haven't seen it, then you should probably go watch it because it's quite entertaining. As a matter of fact, it's a movie we're talking about today. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, maybe I think they could fight that would be if they made a Link or a Zelda movie and actually did it right.
I don't know, man. I think the Mario Brothers movie is a movie that is more...
Mario's the most known...
Yeah, but it's also the most easily accessed. Like, it's an easily accessible movie for all ages. Like, everybody... We grew up on it. Our kids love it. It's fun. It's I wouldn't say cheesy, but it's, like, kind of kooky. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of... But, like, whereas the Zelda movie would be more like... Yeah, it could be fun and cool and all that stuff, but you have to think, man, it doesn't really gravitate so much to kids. I mean, it does. It's meant for kids, but
yeah.
Like the Zelda games aren't like... They're not fun and goofy and, you know what I mean? Like, that would be more... It's more of a serious subject matter, I guess you could say, than the Mario Brothers are.
It's not as universal.
Right, exactly. So, I could see... Yeah, I think the Zelda movie would do really well, but, like... It would also, I think that Zelda movie would also be far more, I think it'd be harder critiqued. People would critique it a lot more than...
Well, I mean, if you're talking about ticket sales, like what you were pointing out about being able to take your kids and stuff, you're talking about entire families going to see a movie versus we've got to get a babysitter because we're going to go see this movie and our kids aren't going to get it, or, you know what I mean?
I think that, it could still be a kid's movie.
Yeah,
it could be,
but
I'm just saying, age
it's
groups.
A certain demographic.
Yeah.
Like, my kids aren't into Zelda.
Yeah.
They don't know hardly shit about Zelda. So, but they love Mario. Like, Mario is easy. It's easy to get. It's easy to understand because there is no story.
Yeah,
Zelda has a story. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, people our age, it'd probably kill at the box office. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it would do better than Mario Brothers, though. No, I don't think it would because
it's not as your demographic is much smaller for Zelda.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. Like if they did I don't know. Honestly, I can't even think of a property that would do as well. To be honest with you, as Mario.
That's what I was saying. I think Zelda would be the only thing that would come close to it.
Maybe, and that would only be based on ticket sales from like young adults and adults alike, but not kids. Anyway, so here's some new news that Karen decided to share with us all earlier, and I thought was fucking hilarious. It's terrible, but it's hilarious. Because how stupid can you be? Because this is just another, and we need to do more news like this, I think. Because I think this shit is fucking, it just shows the stupidity and the ignorance of people nowadays. Okay, so 13-year-old dies in Australia after TikTok chroming trend damages her brain beyond repair. Okay, so, oh my God, this is stupid. After the death of a 13-year-old Australian girl, Ezra Haynes, due to the chroming trend on TikTok, her grieving family is pleading for immediate action to prevent further such incidents in the country. They say, we want to help other children not fall into the silly trap of doing this silly thing. It's not silly, it's fucking stupid. It's unquestionable that this will be our crusade. Paul Haynes, Ezra's father, said during an emotional interview with the Herald Sun, said, no matter how much you lead a horse to water, anyone can drag them away. It's not something she would have done on her own, he added. Okay, for one, your daughter wasn't a horse. And for two, you're right. She probably might not have been so easily encouraged to do it on her own if somebody didn't encourage her. But who the fuck are you as a parent to sit back and say that? You're the parent that's supposed to teach her, don't let other people influence you.
Yeah.
That is your job, dude. I guarantee you that if my daughter goes out, because she's only a couple years older than this girl was, if my daughter goes out and everybody's like, hey, man, let's grab this can of fucking spray paint and spray it in our mouths, my daughter's gonna be like, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Because that is a dumb fucking idea. Okay, so Ezra Haynes lost her life when she inhaled fumes from a deodorant can, causing her to experience cardiac arrest on March 31st. Despite being kept on life support for 8 days, 8 fucking days, doctors ultimately declared her brain to be damaged beyond repair. In a heart-wrenching decision, her family made a painful choice to turn off the life-sustaining machines. So
this is a TikTok trend.
This is a TikTok trend. Okay, so I looked up a little bit about this, and so essentially what kids are doing is they're taking aerosol cans, like your spray paint, your spray deodorant, they're not huffing it. I guess it is huffing it. They're spraying it in their mouth.
Oh,
yeah,
they're
getting high off.
spraying it.
They are getting high off of it. They are getting high.
It's a high, but
But like, Karen said something, and I thought it was fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Well, actually, I didn't say it. Jeremiah said it.
Oh yeah, put the blame on your husband. You
I
fucking
told him
cop out.
I'll let
Just
her,
own
I'll
it, dude. Own it. Own it. Fuck it. I'll say I said it. I said it. Did she say witness me? Because if not, what's it worth?
I did say if she didn't say it, her life was in vain.
Come on, dude. It goes back to one of these dipshits were eating fucking Tide Pods. How fucking stupid are you? How dumb can you be? And I saw a picture of her. She's a pretty young lady. She's dead now.
I don't understand. I don't understand how, obviously Facebook and all TikTok, all that stuff wasn't around when we were teenagers. But I also don't understand how someone in a screen can have that much pressure on me to make me want to do that.
It's not that. It's not.
I mean,
it's
I
not
understand.
that.
I understand
It's-
peer pressure, like in a room.
Yeah, that's
When
what it
when
is.
you are
too.
directly faced
Yeah,
with
it's like-
it.
crowd.
It only takes one idiot. It's like they say. It only takes one rotten apple to ruin the bunch.
Oh, it's just
So, and they're
but-
not wrong
But
because
I'm just saying that's
once
such
one idiot thinks it's cool, the rest he can encourage the rest to think it's
I
cool.
understand, but what I'm saying is that that's a whole nother level of
I know.
sadness, in my opinion, of how easily people can be swayed. I mean, it's a screen. It's a person in a screen. They
Yeah.
can't even touch you.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
This is like one of those perfect examples. I'm not saying she's a dumbass or anything like that.
No, she's a dumbass.
It's a very touchy thing because these people
Yeah.
lost their daughter.
Yeah.
And
I get that, but their daughter, they got to sit back and think, well, how dumb did she have to be?
Yeah, and then they got to sit there and think, what did I do? Where did I go wrong?
Yeah, right.
There's going to be a whole lot of blame game going on.
Well,
there,
and the whole point of their whole thing here is to gain awareness for it. I didn't even know this
For a
was
fucking
thing.
trend?
I mean,
People have been huffing. Like, you ever heard of Whippets?
Yep, that's what I was getting ready to say. Whippets
That's
were
the
a
same
thing when we
fucking
were in high
thing. It's an
school.
aerosol can. Whippets is like Miracle Whip. The Miracle Whip in a can. So I don't want to encourage anybody to do this.
Well, a lot of it, the whipped cream, you can do it with whipped cream cans.
yeah.
And
Okay,
then
so don't do this.
Don't do
Don't
this.
do it.
No, back
Yeah.
in the day, there's people that would take their rag and spray their rag and then huff it that way. And it's still
No, they take it right out of the
you
can.
You can do it that way too. But
Hell, people were doing the same thing with gasoline.
It's fucks up your damn brain. You don't need to be trying to do that shit.
It's
Don't get me wrong. I know that the girl probably just thought it was some goofy high that got her high for like a couple minutes or something.
Didn't think anything wrong.
I'm
was
sure
gonna
that's what
happen.
it was
Yeah.
because nobody would. I mean, nobody thinks they're gonna die from like when they watch somebody else do something and they're fine. Nobody thinks they're gonna die. From
But
that.
you know what
There'd be
though?
ones that
But
sit
you know
there and
what?
think that, oh, that won't be me.
Look
That
at all
won't
the
happen
look
to
at
me.
all. It's the way I see it is the way. Look at all the deaths from heroin. But then again, how has it stopped a lot of these
Fuck
idiots
no.
from putting needles in their arms?
No.
Fuck no.
'Cause they care more
So
about
there's
the high
just
than the
idiots out there. The way I
consequences.
see it is keep these trends up because you're just thinning the herd, man.
Just take the warning labels off of things.
Yeah, just take them off. Idiots will be idiots, man. At least this way we can grow into a smarter society.
Or no society at all.
Or worse.
One of the two.
Or worse. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know because I won't get.
Yeah, let's not
Yeah.
get too much into it.
Yeah.
They're like, God damn, they're heartless.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
we're not
sorry.
heartless, man. We just
I'm-
make sense.
We
Yeah.
feel for the family.
Oh,
We feel for the
I
girl. It's
absolutely
just-
feel
we-
for
100%.
parents.
We get sick and tired of seeing all these people doing these stupid ass trends that ends
Yes.
up getting people hurt and killed. Start using some common sense, people.
How about a different kind of trend? Maybe something positive.
Right.
I mean, why
you ever
does it
heard
always
maybe a
gotta be-
pay it forward kind of trend? Right?
Yeah.
There you go. Do that. Like, go do something kind for somebody, and then whenever they
How about
ask for what
how
they
about-
want, you want in
How
return,
about
say,
a
"How
mow
just pay
your
it forward."
elderly neighbor's lawn trend? Anything but this.
Yeah, like,
Like,
oh, look at me, I'm
anything.
gonna go do something smart, not something stupid that's gonna get somebody hurt or hurt yourself and get you put in the hospital or dead. Fucking idiots.
It's just pathetic.
People are
Yeah,
just.
just
I think
need
the
more
kids are
common
just
sense
getting dumber
nowadays.
over time. That's all it is. But I do want to know: did she scream "Witness me"? If anybody knows, let us know. Comment that shit below.
Mm.
I know. A little sketchy. Anyway, all right, moving on.
What the hell have you been watching?
So, what you guys been watching?
Oh, good lord! Do we go through the whole list?
Whole list of what?
The past 2 weeks?
Of what?
I don't.
Oh,
have
yeah,
very
yeah.
Much.
Okay.
Let's start with Eric. What you been watching, homie?
All right, so back to Sisu. I watched Sisu
Sisu. Yeah.
last week. Fast and Furious 9. Told you that one last week.
Oh, yeah.
Then I watched Tag.
Oh, that one with Jeremy Renner and shit.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
they all.
Oh,
had
I like
those
that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It had a very sad ending. You're like, what the
Did.
fuck?
It
Yeah.
did. It did. I mean, but you don't know if the guy died. I don't remember seeing him die.
No,
Off screen.
yeah, it was like one of those like.
Okay. He didn't die.
assumes- Yeah, he beat cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he beat
he
it.
He beat
And he's
cancer.
fine
he lived.
now. He
Yep,
lives in
he's good.
Oregon
He's
on
good.
a ranch with 20 horses
20 horses. Hopefully, he's teaching them how to. He's showing them where the watering hole is
and teaching them how to read.
and how to
Hopefully
read.
There's going to be an
no
Oscar-winning movie later this
Well, you
year.
can
about
always-
it.
Hopefully there's no
you
weird
can always
high
take a-
aliens
It's gonna be
out
tag
there.
on horses.
You can always you can always take a horse to the water. You can't make it drink from the water.
Yeah. That
But-
my joke was a throwback
Yeah.
to the Oscar thing
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched Howard the Duck.
I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I watched.
I love Howard the Duck.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Neither have I.
It's on Prime, so I watched it.
I own
What's
it
her name
too.
that's in it?
Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved her in
hot.
that movie. Yes, she
She was
was.
so
Well, I
fucking
mean-
hot in that movie.
It's so
yeah, that's
hot
why the
in that
duck
movie.
tried to fuck her.
And I,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
blame
even
him.
whenever Duck's trying to fuck her,
I mean, you
she's-
can't blame the guy.
I wanted to stop though. Shit.
I know it's the '80s. She had the '80s hair going on and everything, like that.
that crimp.
The crimp thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it somebody else? Just her face? Something about her
She had a
face.
really. She's got a really
Very
pretty
beautiful
face.
looking.
Yeah.
She still does, actually.
she does,
I mean,
even
she's
for an
taking
older
care of
lady.
herself. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Madison, what you watch?
Last week we watched Waterboy and
We did watch Waterboy. Yeah.
and I watched
H2O.
something else last week. I forget. But this week I watched My Hero, and It's Always Sunny. Oh, It's Always Sunny. But that's it.
Okay.
Outside all day. So
All right, Karen. I bet you got a whole
All right,
fucking
I'm gonna
list,
sit back.
man.
It's not
Everybody,
that bad. I
everybody
don't
shut
think.
your eyes. Did everybody paint eyes on their eyelids?
It's not that bad. I don't think.
Oh, I don't think means.
It's so funny because whenever we
Buckle
first
in.
When we first started this podcast, dude, she'd come in and she'd be like one or two things, if anything. And I'm like, dude, you don't watch it. It's just like, I'm always so busy. But now it's like, I'm the busy one, and she's the one who's got so much she's watched.
I quit that job.
That's true, yeah. Got a different job.
Yeah. Sisu. I just killed my dad. I finished that. Dead to Me. I finished. Love, Death, and Robots. Ouija. And then Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Did you say Ouija?
Yeah, Ouija.
Ouija.
It's Ouija. That's the real pronunciation. Okay, anyway. I watched the first one because I wanted to see the second one because Mike Flanagan directed.
It's a Ouija.
I watched Piggy. I watched Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. That was a Joe Bob movie last week.
Who's in Prom Night 2?
No one of any significance.
Okay, I just didn't know if Jamie
Oh,
Lee
wait,
Curtis...
Michael Ironside was in it. That's one.
Okay.
Best in Show. And then this week, I watched Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I love that show.
I know, me too.
I love that show.
Then
Miss
I
it.
So do I, so much.
watched Renfield with my mom. So I watched it for the third time.
Oh, boy. How'd she like it?
She loved it.
Did she?
Yeah.
It's not doing that great on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, fuck you guys,
I
dude.
know, I hate it. I hate the...
Like, the box office isn't that well
Do they
or
not
nothing.
get it?
I guess
like,
not.
I don't know.
It's such a good movie. Such a
Everybody
good
just
movie.
Hates the Nicolas Cage thing.
Maybe. I love Nicolas. That
I do
was
too.
the best thing
He's
I've seen
always
in
been a
Nicolas
great
Cage in a
actor.
long time.
He
I
just
don't
gets
know.
shitty roles sometimes.
Did you know that his favorite role of all time is Pig? The movie Pig.
I didn't care for that movie.
Apparently that's his favorite role of ever.
Maybe because he didn't have to talk much.
Maybe. Well, he didn't talk a lot in Joe.
He didn't talk at all in Willy's Wonderland.
That movie was terrible.
Really? You
I did
like it?
not like that
I liked
movie.
it.
I hated it.
I thought it was alright.
It was weird.
I watched a show called Bird Patrol. That's it's got Matt Rife in it, that comedian that's kind of everybody like really likes. I suggest to everyone that they should watch it just because it's only like 10 or 11-minute episodes. There's only 10 episodes and it's on Amazon. And they're hilarious, but especially the second episode. It's about a little girl with a lemonade stand. It's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. Crime scene.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't he like a cop or something?
They're security guards.
Yeah, security guards. I
Yeah.
think I remember that.
And
I've
like
seen that scene before.
Have you seen that
Yeah.
one? Well, it's an entire episode. I saw the episode before.
Yeah, I saw that scene where they interact with the girl with the lemonade stand.
Yeah,
Is there one with
it's a whole
Elsa?
thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is there
The
one
whole-
with Elsa?
No, there's nothing with Elsa. I think I know what you're talking about, and that's not that show.
I want to know what that show's called.
Crime scene, the Times Square Killer. I just started that.
That's a good one.
Is it? Okay. I watched My Boyfriend's Back. Jeremiah wanted to watch that. It's pretty good. I only watched it once, like back when I was a kid. I didn't remember it. I liked it. And then we watched Matt Rife's stand-up, the one that's on YouTube. That was pretty funny.
Matt Rice's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is. He's
funny
hilarious.
dude.
I mean, but I've never seen
He's
like a
too
whole.
pretty. He's really pretty dude.
He's really pretty.
It's so funny because if you see him in like interviews and shit, he's a really down to earth guy.
He
He's
really
like a super
is.
nice dude.
He really, and his stand-up at the end, it's like it tears at your heartstrings, and then it makes you laugh like
Yeah.
immediately after. So
I remember
like,
watching
it's
this
really
one thing.
good.
He was hitting on this like mom who was like 50, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, and he's like macking on her hard.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
hard.
Is it the one where he was talking about he had her phone
Yeah,
and she
Yeah.
was like
and she like
she talked about how she had a lump in her breast and he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, you know when you're holding gold in your hand or whatever." And you get like, yeah, he's hilarious. But his
They, like,
his stand up,
FaceTimes her daughter.
yeah.
his stand up though, you should watch it if you haven't watched it. I mean, it's free on YouTube. It's hilarious. I watched more Warm Bodies because I hadn't seen it in 100 years when we were talking about it when we watched Renfield, and I wanted to watch it. I still like it. I watched The Menu. Didn't care for it.
You didn't like it?
Didn't
I
care
liked
for
it.
I feel like it's very pretentious.
That's the point.
No. Like him like killing a few of the elites. What's that gonna do?
I think it's more so the point of from his perspective than it is from anybody else's. Like it's about a chef that's getting his comeuppance, or he gets.
Yeah, but he's like
You know.
he's trying to send a message or something. You
Right.
think anybody else is gonna care about what you did to them?
No, not at all.
That's
the
my point.
That's the point. Nobody gives a shit. like a simple call girl got out
Yeah.
scot-free
Yeah.
and ate the burger. And,
Which was the point. I
Yeah.
get that. I mean, I liked that he let her go, and there was a point to that. I get it. But it's like, you killed yourself and all of those people for what?
Because there was nothing else he could do. He had left his mark.
He did what he wanted to.
I don't think so. I just...
And yes, it's very pretentious. You are
Yeah,
correct.
there was no point to it. Like,
I
they
know, that's
died
what I
for
liked.
nothing.
Exactly. That's what I loved about it. There was no point to it at all. None. It was just like, I don't like these people. I got them in one room.
Their lives meant nothing, I guess, is like...
Yeah,
That's
I know.
just terrible. Like, who wants to die for nothing?
People die for nothing every day. A girl just die from inhalants.
Yeah, but we
For
talked
nothing.
about her state of mind. I'm gonna move on. And the Joe Bob movie this week was Chopping Mall. That's it.
Okay. I didn't watch anything. I watched John Wick 4.
It's always sunny.
We watched some It's Always Sunny.
Waterboy.
We watched Waterboy last week. We watched It's Always Sunny. We're into season 8. I think it's season 8. Did you know there's another season coming?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were done.
Nope.
So did I.
Yeah, June 7th,
7th.
the new season starts. I was like, Jesus, I thought they were done with It's Always Sunny.
Nope.
That's awesome. I thought they were finished.
Nope.
I'm glad they're going, man. I think it'll be
Can't wait
season
to see where
16.
Charlie did, dude.
Yeah, so the recent episode that we watched today, actually, we watched Charlie and Dee Find Love. And that episode is better than your
No.
Ponderosa
No.
episode.
The
Yeah.
Ponderosa Wedding Massacre.
It was
is
awesome
forever the best.
because this is the most low I've ever seen Charlie.
You're so harsh, man.
He's very harsh. He like Alexandria Daddario is in this episode, and let's face it, that is.
Cold.
I mean, she's fine.
Oh,
fine.
No, she's.
She's fine.
That's how you're talking about.
But he dupes her over for the waitress, and she was rich and everything else and beautiful, and she actually liked him. And he's like, "No, you stupid bitch, I used you." I'm like, God damn, Charlie. Like, he got hardcore there for a minute. Like, he definitely showed how ruthless he can be. But anyway, we also watched John Wick 4, me and Crystal and Jackson. Jackson been waiting for John Wick 4, dude. And if you haven't seen it, it's almost 3 hours long.
Still want to see it myself.
It's so good, though. I'll give it to you guys when you leave
I
here.
didn't bring my...
Well, sucks to be Karen.
Not me.
Eric's like, I came prepared. But yeah, good movie. Good movie. They've also announced John Wick 5, John Wick Chapter 5. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I guess we'll see.
I can breathe.
I did know about that.
Yeah. They also got that ballerina show coming out.
Couldn't
Let's talk about the movie.
breathe yesterday though.
Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our movie of the week here. We're talking about Super Mario Brothers from 2023. All right. So, let's go around the table here and see who would recommend here. Eric, would you watch and recommend?
I'd watch and recommend.
Solid. Madison?
I'd watch and recommend again.
Solid.
Yeah.
Karen, would
Yes
you?
and yes.
Yes and yes. Those are solid answers. Yes and yes.
All
And
the way around.
I gotta say the same thing. If you haven't seen it, man, you're one of few that have not seen this movie, because I think their domestic box office, obviously, and their worldwide box office, has to say something about how many people have seen this movie.
Yeah.
I know people have went to the theater multiple times to see the movie.
I did. I went twice.
Yeah. So, movie's awesome. I would highly recommend. Let's go ahead and jump into it then with our movie here. We're going to go ahead and start like we always do, start from the beginning and work our way through the movie. And we'll slowly talk about it. So, let's start out with Bowser showing up to invade the Kingdom of the Penguins for the Star of Power. So, we've already talked about this whole movie at length last week. We were literally on the last note talking about the very last thing in the movie,
Start to do the reviews.
and then the movie or the video cut out on us. So But anyway, so Bowser invades the penguins for the star power, and this scene's pretty funny because
The penguins.
yeah, hands down. Do you yield?
That's oh yeah.
I do
Just
not.
a taste of...
This is but a taste of our power. Do you yield?
It's fucking great. And then he just says, "I do not." And I gotta say, Jack Black,
He did.
you can't tell.
Black always does.
You can tell that it's Jack Black, but you can't tell that it's Jack Black. So like he definitely does
I
a
felt
voice.
that way about most of the voices.
Yeah,
in
like
this
really,
movie.
you
Like,
do. Like even like Mario, like Chris Pratt is
Chris
Mario.
Pratt.
Like yeah, it's Chris Pratt, but it's like he
all did.
he
they all
alters his
did-
voice just enough.
They all did
except
just
for Charlie Day.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
just
yeah,
Charlie.
Charlie
I think you just tell that was just Charlie Day.
Even he had a little bit of a tweak.
think?
Though. Yeah, I think
I didn't
so.
I didn't notice. It was just I knew it was Charlie Day.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
He
yeah,
sounded a little bit more
well,
scared
it's
than
the
usual.
it's the squeak.
Yeah,
He
it's
has
definitely
the
the squeak.
right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like he tweaked his voice too.
I gotta say, Anya Taylor Joy also. I could tell that was her,
Yeah, I didn't see.
but
I
she
didn't-
did. I don't think she
did.
like. You don't really have to alter your voice to be Peach.
Yeah, and I don't think she altered it at
No.
all. But like I think everybody else did except for Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
just
he was just Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
But everybody else, unless you knew for sure, like you knew that it was Chris Pratt and you knew that it was Charlie Day, but
Right.
everyone else, like unless you knew, you'd almost be like, is that Jack Black?
Yeah, like especially Bowser, and I think like Jack Black and Chris Pratt definitely. At times you're like, yeah, I could hear their voice, but
Mhm.
at the same time you're like, but they definitely alter their voice.
Yeah.
So like Chris Pratt was putting on more of a light and funny kind of voice.
Yeah.
So like he was talking to children or something, you know.
Mhm.
So all right, so from there we go. He gets the star power, and then it kicks into the commercial for the Mario Brothers plumbing, which is a callback because the Mario Brothers song, the theme that's playing during the commercial, is a callback to the old Mario Brothers cartoon television show from like the 90s, which is pretty awesome. From there, we get into the diner where they see their old boss Spike, whom they had quit previously to go out on their own, venture out on their own, and start their own business as plumbers. He picks on them a little bit. They get a job as he's being picked on. They're being picked on by Spike. They get a call from a potential customer. So this is where we get into so they get a call and they're like, they get out to their van and it won't start. So they jump out of the van and like, oh, we can run there. We're going to be late. So they do this like side scroll view of them getting through essentially what would be an obstacle course or a course. And it was pretty awesome. Like this whole scene was pretty cool because it was all about Mario helping Luigi get through because he was carrying all the tools.
And it was set up like a construction zone.
Yeah, it was a construction zone. Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
I got bad knees.
And then at the end there was a castle, like a hamburger place.
Yeah, and
there was
then
a castle, and they jumped up and
Yeah, he jumped up and went down the flagpole.
that was my favorite part because I wasn't expecting it. Like when he jumped down, I almost just thought it was going to be over, and then I'm like, oh, there's a castle. That's great.
So they get to their job on time. It's a big high-rise apartment or something like that. They get inside and they have a leak in their bathroom, and they fix it. But the dog doesn't like them because Luigi stepped on his bone and broke his bone. He's not very happy about it.
The dog was gonna fuck him up.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's just
yeah.
like instant death. So essentially, the dog attacks them inside the bathroom, fucks up the bathroom. But that part where they flood the bathtub and it's like raising him up. It's such a
Dog's
good
like,
scene.
"I'm going
The
to-"
dog is like one of the best characters in the movie.
He's like, as the
and I said
water's
this last
rising.
week.
Like, he's staring at him like, when I get over this, I'm gonna fuck you.
And
up."
Karen still doesn't agree with me that he's essentially the Yoda
No.
for Mario and Luigi because like he teaches them lessons, and then at the end he gives them that nod of approval.
You don't fuck with somebody's bone. That was a lesson
Yeah,
we learned.
lesson be learned, man. That
And
dog
in
is
the end,
Yoda.
the
That
dog
is
was
that
like,
is dog
"Yeah, I
Yoda.
taught
That dog was
Well.
just mad.
If you were a little look at Yoda. If you're a little short green dude like living in a swamp, wouldn't you be mad?
You ever watch that movie Up?
Yeah.
That was just an angry Doug.
Angry Doug.
There's an angry Doug.
That's
Yeah.
like it's like Doug, like him
That
and
was
Doug
an
are
angry Doug.
brothers.
That's what I said last
Yeah,
week.
they're like brothers, and Doug was like the he was like the Luigi version of like Doug was like the Luigi version of Mario, and then this dog was like the angry version of Mario. I don't know. Anyway,
Wario?
yeah, Wario.
Yeah.
So the dog about jumps out the window. They catch him, and essentially they fuck up these people's
Royally.
like really bad. Honestly, it sounds to me like it was just poorly built because it shouldn't have been that easy to tear up.
Like water
Like-
just pushing up tiles and everything.
Yeah, right. Like that's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
They should probably call their construction
On the
manager or
upside,
something.
though,
Did you use
they had
paper grout?
Somebody needs to call that contractor back
on the upside though they had one hell of a strong plunger
to be able to hold that
like
dog.
to hold that dog.
Yeah,
Man.
pull that dog up out of the toilet. Don't ask me how the
No,
dog got
just
in the
that
toilet.
fucking-
No, it was hanging out the window.
Yeah, I know. And then they're like, but then they get in the and he's like pulling him out
Oh
of the
yeah,
toilet.
yeah.
He's
He's
like,
still using
found the
plunger.
problem.
Found the problem.
Probably shoved him in there on purpose.
You gave him a
Like,
swirly.
"Oh, what do we do now? He's gonna drown in there. Found the problem.
Okay, so from there,
He's reading his notes.
yeah, they have dinner. They go home and they're having dinner with the family. And I said this last week. I don't really like the family thing.
No.
Like I liked it before when it was just Mario and Luigi. They don't need to introduce a whole family of Marios. Like that's just weird to me because, as far as I know, in the video games there was never any family. It was just Mario and Luigi.
They
There's
never really did much background on him though.
And I was fine with that. I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
I think it's just an insinuation because they're Italian that they've got a big family. So
Which is
They just
okay, I
decided to
guess.
add
But
it. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying
Right.
that's what I think.
just I don't know. It's
That
kind of
and
dumb.
the daddy issues gives Donkey Kong and him a little bit of things in common.
Yeah, but that's still.
Yeah, that's true.
They could push that in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the family thing. I guess I get why it's there. I just don't care for it. So essentially, his dad shows him a sort of disapproval of him essentially spending his entire life savings on a stupid commercial, which, by the way, wasn't stupid. It was awesome.
My favorite thing is that they're flying on bar stools.
Yeah, they're flying on bar stools
Yeah.
with the cape
with the capes
from
yeah.
Super
Mario
Mario
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So he gets upset. He goes to his room and he's playing. What was the name of the game? Icarus.
Icarus.
Kid Icarus. On regular Nintendo, and I just love that he's playing a regular Nintendo. I get a kick out of that. So
Yeah.
that was good. That was like
That was a nice callback.
it was a great callback.
Yeah.
It's just weird seeing Mario play a Nintendo
Yeah.
because usually he's the one on the Nintendo.
Yeah. It's kind of strange.
So yeah, but
Kid been playing the Duck Hunt game.
Oh God.
oh man, I don't know. They might
Fucking
not.
dog.
How many times did you shoot the dog?
Oh.
Could you imagine like walking into Mario's room and he's like in there playing Duck Hunt, but he's just like getting angry at the die, you stupid dog, and he's like
he-
shooting the TV.
Then he gets over like how he can get to the Mushroom Kingdom. He figures out how to get to like the Duck Hunt Kingdom.
He kicks his
he's
ass.
in there like strangling the dog.
It'd be even better if he actually
I don't.
had the dog.
I don't think they could do that. They might not get a PG rating
No, I
for
was
that.
just, like that could have been in the live action one though.
There
know?
you go.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be better if they had the dog.
Or if that was the dog.
Like if Mario had the dog.
No, I think it would be better if the dog was the dog from the house, from the apartment.
Yes.
And then like
Laughing after they get caught.
they're walking away from the job all angry because they got fired. And he's up in the window like,
Yeah, that would be great. They should have done that.
They
Though.
should have, dude.
They should have just like had it slightly resemble it.
Yeah,
like when it
like, not
panned-
exactly.
like when it panned back up,
and then you
see
saw
it,
that, you're
and
like,
then
oh.
oh my god.
Yeah, that'd have been great. I would have loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, see, just call us for more ideas.
We have a few.
Yeah, we have a few. So anyway,
I don't know how I felt about him hating mushrooms.
Yeah, see, yeah, he didn't like mushrooms, which is weird because that's the whole shtick behind.
Right. I
Mario.
mean, I get that they were trying to add like a funny level to it. I don't
guess,
know. Maybe
but-
like, hey kids, Mario doesn't like mushrooms, but he eats them anyway. Or I don't know.
That's dumb because
I know.
mushrooms don't really provide.
No, like
An assload of
just
nutrients
because you
or-
don't like broccoli, you should still eat it.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I don't
think
know if
you're
that's what they
getting
were
too far
going for,
into
but
it.
like I don't get why it was a thing, like why it was added.
Maybe if he just said, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know why it was added either. Like, maybe not make it so obvious that he doesn't like mushrooms, but like maybe whenever he gets to the mushroom kingdom and he has to eat one, like, oh, gross, mushrooms, and then
Yeah.
he eats it anyway.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know why it was a thing at all. I guess it's
Yeah.
just kind of a weird thing to them to add.
It was
Like,
a weird thing.
detail.
Yeah, especially for a movie and a franchise that strongly evolves around mushrooms.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like that's just a trope that they put in movies, and I feel like it's something that's kind of overused.
Trying to add a level to it. I guess.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
overused. I think it's just overused. So all right, so they're sitting there having a conversation he's sitting there having a conversation with Luigi, and he sees a newscast on the TV where they're talking about Brooklyn is flooding or something like that from the
Brooklyn
sewers.
needs saved.
It needs saved, and he sees it as like a sign.
Destiny is calling.
Yeah, destiny is calling.
Destiny Del Valle.
So he can go down and fix. Yeah. And then Luigi's like, Destiny Del whatever.
Vaccio.
Del Vaccio from high school? Because Luigi's not exactly the brightest, which is also why Luigi's always been my favorite character. He's always been my favorite.
Whenever I was little, I always took Luigi
too.
for like the smart older brother type. I knew he was like the younger.
I
but,
did.
like,
I never took him as the smarter one. I always took him as the okay, maybe the wiser one, I guess,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also
better
like the more scaredy cat one.
Who,
Mhm.
Luigi?
Luigi.
Like scared her, yeah.
Like-
I think they made him into that, but originally I never thought of him that
I always
way.
thought of him as like kind of like the goofy but smarter. He was like the Donatello to the Leonardo.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he was smarter, but he was goofier.
I don't know.
You know what
I
I mean?
always thought he was like the more serious and smarter one up until like Luigi's Mansion.
See,
and all
all
that
I
stuff.
ever think of, like, if I ever think of like him not being the
I always thought he
goofier
was
one,
the older.
is I always think of Luigi's Ballad from Starbomb, which is a song. If you haven't seen it, the video is fucking hilarious. But essentially, it's about him admitting his love to Peach, and all Mario's doing is talking about like a bunch of sexual shit. It's fucking hilarious. If you haven't seen it, it's called Luigi's Ballad. Look it up on YouTube. There's also it's an animated music video too, which is great. So look that up. So from there, they go ahead and head on downtown, and they find a manhole to get into the sewers because they're apparently not the other plumbers
They're
aren't looking in
trying
the
to
right place
save Brooklyn.
because they're trying to save Brooklyn. It's their destiny. So
Destiny Del Valle.
they go down. Yeah, not Destiny Devaccio because she was probably a slut anyway.
Anytime somebody says destiny, I always think of a Back to the Future when he's like, "I'm your density." You mean destiny?
I'm your density. So they get down in the sewers and they find an area of sewer where Mario's like, what is this place? Even though it looks like just the rest of the sewer. It looks like what I would think a bunch of pipes and shit in a sewer would look like, but he's confused and confuddled by it all. He's like,
I think it was more like the crack to the dome when they went through the wall,
yeah,
and then like the fact that it was walled in.
yeah,
You know,
maybe.
that would add a level of mystery to it, I guess, because it's like, why would they wall up a part of just a regular part of the sewer? You know,
Right, I guess.
that.
I don't know. I
what
just thought it was kind of dumb because I'm like, it looks like just
Sure,
another part
yeah.
of the sewer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just
It
how I
was
would.
walled in though, so.
Yeah,
Right.
It being walled in would be a curiosity. I
They
guess.
they weren't really in the room long enough though to explore if there was an exit.
That's true.
So okay, so essentially Mario's looking around and then Luigi disappears down a tunnel, of course, and so
he
he
dropped his contact.
he dropped his contact. So he makes his way to the tunnel and finds his monkey wrench laying there in the tunnel, and then he gets sucked into the tunnel himself. So they're flying through these like rainbow type wind tunnels, I guess,
Mhm.
and
They're kind of like those
Which were
pneumatic
really
tubes
cool.
they
They
used
were.
to have at the bank, only not plastic.
right. I just thought it was kind of cool because like that scene was like they were holding hands and they're like, as long as we're together, nothing can come between us.
Oh yeah,
It pulls on the heartstrings a little bit.
yeah.
As long as we're
That
together,
part
nothing
was
can ever happen.
yeah, because it's literally after that line, and they get
That's a good word.
separated,
Mhm.
and it's just kind of heartbreaking because you're like,
No.
So if you haven't gathered, this whole movie is about Luigi or Mario saving Luigi, and everybody, like a lot of the plot synopsis and consensus, like they're all like, Mario and Luigi go to Mushroom Kingdom to save Peach. That's not the case in this movie.
mm-mm.
In this movie,
In
Mario
fact,
and
Peach's
Peach,
key is
yeah,
helping to save
yeah,
Luigi.
Peach is helping to save Luigi. Peach is actually more of a badass than any of them.
Mhm.
So, which is cool because she's not the damsel in distress like in this movie,
Yes.
She's actually
which I
better
thought
than
was kind of
Mario.
nice. It was a good change up, and
Mhm.
because in
Game.
most of the games, she is the damsel in distress, and
It
so
was
I-
neat to see him switch it up.
yeah,
for
it
the
was nice
movie.
for him to switch it up, and
Mhm.
and I think that if they make a second one, I think that Luigi would be a much more prominent player in in the movie. You know what I mean? Maybe the Peach is the damsel in the next one, or something like that, or whatever.
Although I'd like to know who
Or-
could kidnap her. Like,
Right,
How
yeah.
do they get? How do
Yeah,
they
the
sneak
only
up
way
behind
that
her?
Bowser could actually do it is because he can overpower her. But aside from that, I mean,
I mean, all it
there's
takes-
not a single person in the Mushroom Kingdom that's gonna whoop her ass.
I just want to know how he would sneak up behind her, though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, they
Right.
are keeping him in the castle and stuff, and
Yeah,
he
no.
could literally change back at any time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Also, all it takes is somebody knocking over that jar.
Oh yeah, yeah. One
we'll get there.
One
we'll get
clumsy
there.
maid.
We'll get there. All right. So anyway, so Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom, and Luigi lands in what I would call,
Bowser.
well, yeah, but it's a Luigi's
It's
mansion.
like Luigi's Mansion.
It's a Luigi's Mansion thing. So
That's what it reminded me.
It's
of.
exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
that's where it
Yeah.
headed.
because he had the flashlight and everything, and
Yeah, and then when he was leaving the get taken away, he was just staring at the castle. Like,
Right.
He wanted to go back.
yeah. So he essentially gets captured by a bunch of skeleton Koopas.
Koopas.
No,
Yeah.
the Shy Guys. Koopas don't get him.
Well, the Shy Guys, yeah, that too. No, the Koopas don't get him, I guess.
They just chase him.
They just chase him to the mansion. So that he gets captured there, and then Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom where he meets Toad, and he essentially
that,
explains,
you'll
"Yeah,
die."
don't touch that mushroom, you'll die." Oh wait, that one's okay. That's another one that like I didn't know. Like if you didn't know that this was Keegan Michael Key, you would never guess
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
he's the one who really changes his voice
Yes.
because you cannot tell it's him.
Well, him and King Kong. Miscusi. He was that guy.
Is that who that was?
Mhm.
Oh, Fred Armisen. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does change his voice a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't like Fred Armisen. Though.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying if you didn't know.
I don't know what it is about that guy. I just don't like him.
No, not a fan.
I think the only thing I ever liked him in was the Euro Trip
You think
movie.
people ever say that about you, Dad? I don't know what it is about that guy. I just don't like him.
Oh, I'm sure.
sure.
I hope so.
There's at least one person in the world that doesn't like you just not liking you. That's just a
Yeah.
fact.
Oh, there's definitely more than one for me.
No.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure people get on this podcast. I don't listen to that podcast because I don't like that fucking Joseph. He's a douche. And I'm probably like, hey, everybody likes me. Except for that guy.
It's
He's like,
a
not me,
Kramer thing.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a Kramer thing.
If I see you, I will punch you in the face.
One day you're walking down the street like Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Ah.
Get punched in the back of the head.
But
God
I'm
damn it.
I'm gonna punch him in the dick hole.
So anyway, so he makes his way. He shows him the way. Toad shows Mario the way to the Mushroom Kingdom, so he can talk to the princess about saving his brother. They get there, and I like the walk through the kingdom.
Yeah.
So all of the different. There's so many Easter eggs in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Stores.
I don't think I could catch them. I can't catch them all, like because I haven't played all of the Mario games. I played a lot of them, but I haven't played all of them. I played the main ones for sure.
Yeah.
But like all the little side ones and stuff like that, like I don't know.
Toad's Adventures and stuff.
I've not
Which
played
I'm
those.
sure there were plenty of Easter eggs.
Yeah, well, there's also a Mario Brothers RPG that came out for the Super Nintendo years
Mhm.
ago, and it was like a turn-based game or something. And I had never heard of it until I got me an arcade, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it's a real thing, but apparently it wasn't very popular, and I could see why. But some people said it was a really good RPG. I didn't like it though. But anyway, so he makes his way to the castle, where he meets Peach, who's giving a speech on how they need to gather or gain the support of the Kong army, which in this case you're talking about King Kong's army, which is Donkey Kong's father. So she's walking through the castle, and in slow motion, Mario is running at her, princess, and then like this whole sparks fly kind of moment happens. I don't know who it's between, him or her or both. Because like they make it seem like it's her who's like, oh my god, look at this handsome devil.
I think it's more, oh my god, it's a human.
That might be what it is. Maybe it's an oh my god, it's another human instead of a toad. You know what I mean? Because obviously,
like the last minute, like you see her kind of like smiling or whatever. You're like, oh my god, it's a human. But what is he doing here? You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is. So she flips his ass. She's like, you're a human being, a small one at that.
Yeah.
And then the toads tackle him again after he stands back up. And I'm pretty sure one of those toads were trying to eat his foot.
So he's probably lucky. He's lucky to have met the princess before Luigi, because if you think about it, she'd probably like Luigi more just for the simple fact that he's taller.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not so short. You know?
Maybe she likes his personality.
Maybe.
Stop trying to ruin Karen's hopes and dreams, man.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, you can't base everything on looks. Looks don't last.
Yeah, Dad.
His height does, though.
All she had to do was give Mario his mushroom back.
Yeah. He can just get more mushrooms, and then he'll get big.
That's true. He can get big. Whoa. Whoa.
He got big with a
I never thought about it like
You
that.
guys went a while without that.
Yeah, I can't believe we never put that
Can
together
I get
before.
some of those mushrooms? it's like
Can't believe we never
it's like
put
the
that
Mushroom
together
Kingdom's
before.
Viagra.
Yeah, they think it's making them tall, but really...
It's making them long and strong. He's down to get the friction on.
That's not your feet
That's
making
hilarious.
you
That's
taller.
what I was
It's your
getting ready
third foot.
Anyway,
Sidebar.
you get in Princess's red room, and there's just mushrooms everywhere. Like, pick your poison.
Don't do the blue one.
It's so funny because at the end of that song I was talking about from Star Mom, the Luigi's Ballad, it's funny because at the end she says, "I pick Toad." They're like, "Toad?" Like, well, his whole body's shaped like a dick. You're like, oh yeah, okay.
That's great.
Anyway, if you, like I said, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about the lyrics of the song right now. All right. Anyway, sorry. Okay,
Is
so
it an animated
Mario.
song?
yeah, it's animated.
Oh, okay.
Mario was tackled.
Yeah, Mario's tackled. Princess. I'm trying to find my planet. Okay, Mario has to. Oh yeah. Okay, so from here, he says, "I need your help finding or getting my brother back." Blah blah blah. And she says, I'll help you if you can pass the obstacle course." So the obstacle course was pretty cool. This is where you get your first little taste of 80s.
This is where,
nostalgia.
like, you really start to notice the soundtrack.
Yeah, a
That's
little
how
bit, yeah.
And the soundtrack to this movie is amazing.
It's really good.
Whoever
yeah.
did it,
You got some 80s. You got some
spot
80s.
on.
The
80s
first time
thumpers
I
in here.
noticed, like, not like the songs, but like the score was whenever they were in the tunnels, and it was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah,
dun.
yeah. No, I mean, like, the whole thing. Like, the songs, the score, the whole thing. Whoever put this
I
together
loved all the
musically-
I loved all the sound effects and everything
Yeah.
in this movie because
Yeah.
there were so many callbacks, like so many Easter eggs. Especially, I think the one game that I played two Mario Brother games the most, and that was Super Mario for the 64 and Super Mario Brothers for the Super Nintendo. Those were my jams. Like, I played the shit out of those two games. That and also Super Mario 3 for the regular Nintendo. But like, whenever you hear a lot of those like themes and them sounds and those things like that, like the Super Nintendo Mario Brothers, I heard a lot of sounds, like a lot of like effects from that game in the movie, and it was awesome. Like, just like one of them was like whenever the magician dude, the wizard, did that thing, and it was like he did, and that sound happened. I was like, oh, that's Super Nintendo Mario. You know what I mean? Like, just all those little sounds, you like you hear them, and they the reason why I think this movie does so well, not just with kids but also adults, is because the adults are like, dude, they can call every little sound, and it just kicks back their nostalgia. Like, this movie is 100% nostalgia bait.
It is.
100%. Like,
It is,
there's
but not in a bad way.
not in a bad way, no, because you're hearing all these sounds and these different musical notes and things like that, and you're just like, it's just taking you back to your childhood whenever you're playing those games, and it was great. You love it. So that's probably why I think adults love this movie as much as their kids did. Because I understand why there was hardly any story to the movie and things like that because of that reason. Because kids have a shorter attention span. Why do you think the movie's only an hour and a half long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want it to be real long. Anyway, moving on. So he ends up passing the obstacle course, of course, after hundreds of tries. It takes him a while. So essentially what happens is from there, all right, so this is where you go back to the Bowser's Kingdom where Luigi was captured. And
Dude, Bowser was throwing a rave.
I want to party at Bowser's.
yeah, Bowser throws the best parties. We've already
Yeah,
concluded
like
this.
I want to
Yeah.
work for Bowser.
Yeah, if we hit, well, I don't know about working for Bowser because
Yeah, he's not very nice to
he's
his
not very
employees.
nice to his people.
Well, you just don't.
I just
talk
want to
him.
visit and party.
Yeah, I just want to be his friend for a day, you know. But I want to be that cool guy that he's like, he wants to impress me. Because if he can impress me, if he wants to impress me, that means he doesn't want to kill me.
Good
You know what
luck.
I'm- Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Even
but
like this
Until you
magician
tell
dude
him
was
that
getting
pretty much
abused.
he didn't impress you, and then he just kills you because
no, I'm going to tell him
hurt his
100% he
feelings.
impressed
Hurt his
me.
feelings.
Like, oh man, I'm so impressed. He's like, well, why are you leaving then, buddy? I'm like, just sing me a song, Bowser. Peaches, peaches, peach. Oh, I love Jack Black.
For real.
Sit,
That
jam
song,
with
dude.
me. I love that.
Sit, jam with me.
I love that. I love when he said that. That was hilarious to me.
So he essentially tortures Luigi for information, and about pretty much rips his mustache off, which if we concluded because he's a Mario, then they just grow back automatically.
Did I tell you guys that people were shipping Luigi and Bowser?
Yes, you told us that. And because remember we had to ask
we had a
what
whole-
shipping meant.
Oh,
whole
Yes.
discussion. But
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
We knew what it was. We didn't have to ask.
We didn't have to ask.
People were also shipping a guy on TikTok called Spencer with Luigi. Because I don't know why.
What is it?
His name was on TikTok. His name is Spincewa or something like that. People were shipping him with Luigi.
I've never heard of him.
No, neither have I. But I'm
Every week,
I'm intrigued. Like, what's the connection to him and Luigi?
He liked Luigi from the movie, like that was his favorite character or something. I don't know.
That's a pretty weak connection.
That's a very weak connection.
Yeah.
I
Well,
agree.
I guess
like-
people will just latch on to anything.
Yeah, he was like, well, he's
Well, I mean,
super
Tide
popular.
Pods.
Like,
chroming.
anyways.
You can move that mic closer to your face, Mike. Yeah, or move the mic closer to your face.
Yeah, wherever you're comfortable sitting,
Yeah,
just like you know.
just move the mic closer.
Can't go that much further.
You're doing the wrong thing.
Wait.
Do the smaller one. Yeah, that one. As far as it'll go. Well,
There
hold on
you-
now. Pull that. Hold on. You're getting a little
Careful.
stretchy there.
Careful.
Is that better?
I don't know. You got that line stretched pretty good.
It's probably not good. Not good. That.
Probably not.
I'll just
Nope.
move closer.
There you go. That's good.
Just move closer. Much better.
He wants to get all kicked back and shit.
I was relaxing.
And then he's the first one to complain, like, you can barely hear
You
me.
can barely hear me.
I don't like my mouth being on things.
You don't have to put your mouth on it.
Yeah,
I'm not
your-
saying
your
use
mouth
the
is
mic.
not on it.
I'm just saying it's like right there.
How often do you hear Eric complain again?
Well, it's not us. Apparently, Kendra tells him that she can barely hear him.
Yeah,
No,
she
no,
she
no.
does.
Never mind.
What?
How about putting things on his mouth?
Oh,
Oh.
That's a different
see,
scenario.
here we go.
Different scenario. All right. Anyway, flashback to they do a flashback to Mario and Luigi's childhood here, where you see baby Mario and baby Luigi.
So cute.
So I don't know where they came from originally, but I know that they're in the Mario Kart games,
Yeah.
and I don't care about Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. I really
Cute.
don't.
Yeah, they had one game where they were,
I don't know. I think so.
and then any other.
But
time
then
it's
again,
just
there's
a
other
Mario
princesses
Kart
or
movie.
something
Yeah,
that
what
I'm
kingdoms are those?
or-
I don't even know where they're from or what. Like, there's Rosalina and Daisy, and then there's Daisy, and I'm like, who the fuck are these girls?
Yeah,
So I don't know. Anyway, they're not even in this fucking movie, so they don't matter right now.
I guess we'll find out later.
Probably, I'm sure they'll be
another
brought
one.
in at some point. Oh, we gotta protect the other princesses now.
I'm pretty sure.
Who was that? Yogi Bear? Did he join?
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo, boo.
Hey, boo boo. Let's get the picnic basket. All right, so I mentioned this, like Bowser's Ballad is to Peach is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard it yet, then well, just watch the fucking movie.
And
It's
if you
just-
can't tell that it's Jack Black,
It's Jack Black. It's
Yeah,
very much
sorry.
Peach is Peach.
if you didn't know before then that it was Jack Black voicing Bowser, you know it then.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's definitely his type of music.
Peach explains when she arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom, which I thought they could have left out also. I thought they could have left out the explanation of how she essentially arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom. Because one of those things in the games where it didn't
I
matter.
think they could have
It
left
never
it
got
out of
brought up.
this one,
Yeah.
and maybe
explained it later in another
Yeah, they could
movie.
have put it in a subsequent movie if they decide to make any.
Something like that, yeah. But like in this case, it
they
wasn't
could
really that
do.
necessary.
They could do a few. They could do that for different characters in every movie. Give some background.
Yeah,
But we
just a
didn't
little bit.
necessarily need it in this one. I suppose.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit of filler. I don't think that they're like. I think their storyline was a little. It was a little light, so they were like, "All right, we need to fill in some things here." So I think that's where like the baby.
I don't think it was overly done though. They just gave us enough to be.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
You
It
know.
wasn't too much.
Yeah.
A little bit of filler. Sorry.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive. So Luigi goes down in the dungeon. And Luigi in the dungeon was pretty great because he's down there with the penguins and what's his name?
the star.
Lumiere?
Something
Lu-
Lumiere. I don't remember.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's my favorite. The depressed star.
Yeah.
But he was really happy at the same time.
He wasn't depressed. He was just very accepting of his fate. That's all.
Yeah. My
He's
favorite,
very accepting
My favorite
of-
line was, what was it? Oh yay, fresh meat for the grinder.
Fresh meat for the grinder. And then the part where they're like,
yeah.
"You're all going to be ritualistically
Sacrifice.
sacrificed." He's like, "It's
Sweet relief.
sweet relief!" Like, yay!
Sweet relief. Definitely my favorite.
Yeah. So Mario and Peach arrive at the Kong Kingdom, where he has to fight Donkey Kong.
Dude, them driving through that. I can't even.
The part where they arrive.
I loved it.
The part where they arrive at the Kong Kingdom and like the dude opens the door like in his sports jacket.
Like a Don Johnson looking
like
80s
and he's like,
jacket.
and then they get in and they kick in with the aha with the
Take on me.
Take on me.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh man,
But it fit so well.
it did. It was so good.
I mean,
it was so good.
again, whoever did that soundtrack.
My sister is a huge Mario fan. She's loved Mario since we were kids, and she also I think that might be one of her all-time favorite songs. So I could only imagine that whenever that kicked in, she was probably like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? Like, so, okay, so Mario agrees to fight Donkey Kong, and if he wins, King Kong will allow him and Peach to use the Kong army to fight Bowser. So the fight between Donkey Kong and Mario is pretty fucking entertaining because this is the first time you see Donkey Kong and he comes out and it's Seth Rogen. He's like, or his stupid fucking laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't sound anything like you would think Donkey Kong would sound like,
Yeah.
but it's still great.
It fits though.
It fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
he
works
sounds
really
exactly
well.
like what you think Donkey Kong is gonna sound like.
a dumb fucking like beefy Donkey Kong coming out.
It's Seth Rogen.
It's Seth Rogen
He doesn't
is-
change his voice at all.
Not
it's
at all.
Just
No,
Seth
he sounds
Rogen.
great. He's like talking about his pecs and shit. He's like,
Mhm.
look at these pecs.
He's like, look at these, Dad. Look what I'm doing. What? They love it.
What? They love it, Dad. You got Diddy Kong and all them in the crowd there. Little cameo there.
Talking to you, Diddy.
Talking to you, Diddy.
Oh.
So essentially, though, Mario gets his hands on the cat suit and defeats Donkey Kong.
Yeah, only after getting his face.
After
stomped.
getting the shit kicked out of him 1st though,
Mhm.
of course. So
I liked how they put it like the original Donkey Kong with Jumpman.
yeah, the
How they-
Jumpman and all that stuff.
He was
Yeah.
throwing barrels down at
hmm
Mario and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love that little callback there because if you didn't know, that's where Mario got his start as Jumpman in the Donkey Kong games, where he was actually it was him trying to climb up. It was on Atari. He climbed up to try to, or was it Atari? Well, it was
yeah.
arcade. I know that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was arcade.
But like you tried to climb up to save Princess Peach.
Mhm.
So it's a very very classic game, and it's a very hard game too. It's very hard. So essentially, Mario beats Donkey Kong, and they allow them. They agree to let them use the Kong Army, and this is where they're like, you need carts. The Mario Karts, essentially. So you're gonna. This is where they kick into the whole montage with Mario. Because let's face it, aside from the main Mario games, Mario Kart is the second biggest
Oh, for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
like Mario related property
Mhm.
because everybody loves Mario Kart. I've loved Mario Kart. I wouldn't say I liked it so much for Super Nintendo, but I loved it for N64. N64 Mario Kart was the shit. Yeah, because that's whenever you could play the battle modes, like
Yep.
where you're like going head to head in like the arenas, which is 4 people.
Yep.
Mhm.
But it was so entertaining back then because back then there was no online play or anything, so all you had was you're like people were always
you
bitching
brought
like,
over.
stop looking at my screen.
Or I thought I was looking at the right screen, but I wasn't, and I was really running into walls. And I thought I was in first
Yep.
place.
Yep. That was the hardest part. See, people don't know the struggle.
It was,
Of
you have
having
one
split
screen, but it's
screens.
split into four.
4,
and
yeah.
You think
That's
you're
how
looking
it
at the
is
right
now.
one.
It was that. It was that way with 007 GoldenEye.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
there were,
That's the
we
best.
hated screen lookers, and then Xbox came out. The regular Xbox
Mhm.
came out, and you could play Halo with 4 players, and I remember screen lookers on that shit. But they had where you could system link them together and play on separate TVs, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. But
Quit looking at my screen. I know
you could play 4v4. I think you could.
cardboard trick.
Yeah, you
Oh yeah.
take cardboard
You take
to
the
it and
cardboard
stuff.
to the screen.
But then that's still so complicated because you still got to be right
well,
up
the
on the
people on the
screen.
bottom, you felt so bad for them because like the worst you had to do on the top was do this, but the people on the bottom were like,
Trying to look up like,
By the end of their neck hurt, they were like, oh.
yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't a fun time. You guys are fortunate nowadays to have online play and all that stuff. So
We sound so old. You're so fortunate.
You're
I
so
didn't know you could
fortunate.
play
You
Mario
don't know
Kart
how
online.
good you got it.
yeah, I bet you play Mario Kart online now, like for the Switch and stuff.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I'm sure you can.
Oh, you can?
Oh, I'm
Pretty
I'm
sure.
sure you can.
I'll have to check because I've got it.
Screw trying to get the boys to play. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can play that shit online. Even still though, hell, just turn up the fucking difficulty. That shit's hard.
Fuck yeah. Kendra likes to put on like the highest speed.
yeah.
But fuck that.
Yeah.
That's
Or
some
like
balls
100
right there. She's got some
cc,
talent.
that's
She's
it.
playing on the highest speed.
She just likes the fast pace of it.
What?
So Bowser, this is where we get into Bowser working on his proposal. And they walk in, and he's proposing to
Little magic dude.
the little magic dude. I don't remember his name.
I don't think
I
anyone
used to
does.
know it.
So he's proposing to him, and he walks in, and what does he say whenever he walks in?
Oh shoot.
Love really makes a guy come out of a shell.
Yep. There
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
love
There
really
it
makes a
is.
guy come out of his
I knew
shell.
I had to do a shell. I was like,
Yeah. So he's working on his proposal, and
Magic Koopa.
then that's just what they call him as a magic Koopa.
Yeah, Magic Koopa.
That's lame.
That is lame.
I thought he had a name.
No, they just call him Magic Koopa.
Magic
Pretty
Koopa.
fucked up. Dude helped him like a lot during this movie.
That's
Can't
the
even give him a
he got
name.
was Magic Koopa.
Aw. It's all one word too. It's Magic
Magic
Koopa.
Koopa.
Magic Koopa.
Magic Koopa. See,
First
that sounds
appearance,
better.
1990
Magi.
Super Mario World.
Magi.
Magi Koopa.
Magic.
Now you just keep making it too
Koopa.
I think you guys are,
difficult.
I think you guys are overthinking this.
I'm just trying to give him two names.
So this is where we get the Rainbow Road thing.
yeah,
So they kick it out on
me
Rainbow
and Mario
Road.
Mad Max style.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah, it was. And they also give.
Put Mr. Bean in there.
I think that the spiky turtle shell has a little bit too much play in the scene.
Blue
'Cause,
shell.
yeah, the blue shell, he has a lot of play in the scene. He's pretty much the end all be all. He fucks everything up at the end.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but-
everybody hates that little.
I'm still a little upset that he didn't take out the front car. He only took out he took out Mario. The front car was Peach.
Yeah, Peach and
But
Toad.
Toad,
they
yeah.
had to escape. If they would have cut off Mario and Mario would have been in the front, it would have just cut everyone off.
True.
They're just getting all logistic on us.
Yeah, right. Talk about fucking movie plot points and shit. What the fuck? So anyway, so they get blasted. So essentially, what happens
shell
is
takes the front out.
they get ambushed by all the Koopas and that. So the Kong army is pretty much obliterated right there on the fucking Rainbow Road. Like they're pointless at that point. And
Seems like they went through a lot for them to
they
get
did. They
wiped
went through a
out
lot for them to just be taken out in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Would they have been worth anything if they'd have made it to the battle site? I
Right,
wonder.
exactly.
Anyway.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Like kind of useless, aren't they?
Like, what did they do exactly? Made some cool carts and
Yeah, they made some cool carts that really
Rode
only got them
off.
about halfway across Rainbow Road, and then they got blasted.
they just looked cool. They weren't supposed to
Yeah,
be practical.
Right.
Like toads.
Yeah, like Toads was definitely the coolest.
Yeah.
Toads was definitely the
It
coolest.
just didn't last long.
No.
He was like,
So Mario and Donkey Kong are stuck in the water, and then they get eaten by a giant eel, I guess.
I think we determined we thought
determined
it was the
eel
eel
from the N64 game.
Yeah.
That was in the...
Yeah,
I
because
think that's what it is.
the mouth and like snout or whatever.
Only this one's
looked-
much bigger because they can actually be inside of it like a home. Like they could live there if they needed to.
Yeah, maybe that's just how they could shoehorn it in there.
I guess
maybe? I
it
don't
definitely was like it definitely took me back to a Pinocchio thing
know. Yeah.
where they're just like
Yeah.
sitting inside this stomach of
whale.
this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so what happens was that how they escape though is and they have this little bonding moment about their dads and blah blah blah. And then
"Shut up, you're still stupid."
yeah, shut up, you're still stupid. We're not friends. So he Donkey Kong uses one of the jets from his car to escape.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gets them to the Mushroom Kingdom, I guess.
Oh, you forgot to put in the part where Bowser actually proposes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Peach. So he shows up on Peach's doorstep essentially and proposes to Peach, and Peach obviously says no.
I was surprised.
really
I mean,
thought
after that
of
well
marrying you?
thought out
Yeah, all that thought out,
Proposal
like
and
yeah. So
Bowser.
yeah, right. What a catch,
win-win.
dude! What a catch!
You're so sweet too.
It's a win-win.
I
See
don't
the
get
size
it.
of that dude? I bet he's hung though.
I don't know. You don't see anything, and he's not wearing any
It's
pants.
under his shell.
Oh, okay.
Why do you think
It's
his
just-
shell is so big? He's probably a really tiny dude under there. He's probably just got a
just
massive
steroids.
dong in there.
It's probably steroids.
You're
Steroids.
ruining my childhood.
You know what steroids do?
Make you bigger with a small peepee.
Yeah. Make you shrink.
I've never heard that. I don't think that's true. Actually,
Look it up.
I think it just lowers testosterone
Look it up.
levels.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, I don't need to know because I don't give a
I'm
shit.
just telling you.
I don't take steroids, obviously.
Obvious.
Look at me. I've got dad bod of the year over here. Anywho, so he essentially says, either marry me or I'll kill all the fucking toads. She says, I'll marry you. Just leave my toads alone. Because
Miss my mushroom.
if you
no,
had
no, because he was like, "Love really makes a guy come out of his shell," and she was like,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I told you that wouldn't work."
it's a bad pickup line,
Yeah, it was.
but it might be cheesy enough to it might work.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cheesy ones work.
Yeah, sometimes the girls like the cheesy ones.
If they actually love them.
Like, you're so cheesy. I don't know if girl. I don't know. She sound like that. So everyone is in prison with Luigi now. All of the Toads and the Kongs and everybody's in prison
Except for
And
Donkey
Libware.
Kong and
except for
Mario
Donkey
Yeah.
Kong and Mario.
and Peach.
And
Toad,
Princess has her bouquet,
which is the ice flower.
which is the ice flower inside of the bouquet that she eventually uses. And she like says no to marrying him,
Yeah.
and then and the guy in the audience is like, drama.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be ritualistically sacrificing them in your honor. He's like so proud of himself too.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll be doing that for
As
you.
like
Yeah.
as if, going to kill her toads, and she was like not cool with that, but she'll be cool with that.
Right, yeah.
You kill everybody else I care about. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, like, does he still think that she would be okay with marrying him?
Right. Like, you
With
should
the-
probably say that after she says I do.
Yeah, like with that icing on the cake, obviously.
So, and then she like smacks him or something like that, or does something, and he's in the Toad in the, or not Toad, the Koopa, and the audience is like, drama.
Yeah.
Which is fucking
I would
hilarious.
never marry you. Smack drama. That was funny.
It was a good part. So this is where Donkey Kong and Mario show up, and they both get, well, no, Donkey Kong gets firepower,
Bubber ducks.
and Mario gets the raccoon,
Raccoon.
the raccoon power, which he uses a lot of, which is a good callback because let's face it, that was everybody's favorite power in Mario 3.
Yeah.
Was the raccoon
I was
suit.
waiting to see it too. The first time I watched it, I was like, "What's gonna come? I know it's gonna be here." Like we saw the cow, we're definitely gonna get the raccoon.
Right. So we see Mario saves Luigi, obviously, and then Bowser launches the big bullet, which chases him around the entire Mushroom Kingdom, where he evades it, but not before Peach freezes Bowser. So Mario manages to make it around the kingdom and then launch it into a tunnel, which pretty much it explodes
In the cosmos.
into the cosmos. Yeah, but then how do they all end up in? I can't remember how they all ended up.
It's
in-
just because of the
is
explosion,
kinda-
it just like
That's
pushes them.
the tunnel that he came through from.
I know, but it just explodes though. It doesn't really do anything.
The explosion causes a
But what-
catastrophic.
It exploded
It-
and then it started
it-
sucking everything.
Yeah, it caused like like
Oh,
a
that's
black
right. It
hole
sucks
kind of,
everything
like,
into it. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. So, I can't read my own fucking writing.
That happens to me sometimes.
I was a little tipsy whenever I was watching this one, so I was like just jotting down scribbles.
His mom
Yeah,
came
I
by.
was really fucking tired and I had a few drinks. So anyway, so they essentially get sucked back into Brooklyn, and the two worlds start to merge a little bit, and there's the battle between Luigi, Mario, Donkey Kong, and even Peach with Bowser, and
I felt like the merging of the two was like so reminiscent of the original.
of the original, yeah.
I like that they didn't end the fight in the Mushroom Kingdom though. They brought it.
I
into
don't. I think it
Dude.
should have ended in the Mushroom King. I don't like the merging of the two things. I think the whole reason for that is to give them resolution. Like, how are we going to show his parents and everybody in his real world how he's come so far and he's achieved so much and he's done this? Well, we got to merge the two fucking realms, I guess, and have them defeat Bowser in the real world.
David.
You know,
with-
I didn't even think about it like that. It being permanently that way. I guess I just thought he was in the Mushroom Kingdom there at the end, like he just decided to live there.
He was in the Mushroom Kingdom at the end.
Yeah. So I thought that they weren't merged anymore, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, there was no resolution to that. They never explained.
No, you're
what
right.
happened
There,
after
I guess
that.
I just automatically just assumed that for
Yeah.
some reason. But I don't have any reason to assume that. I guess I just did.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few plot holes, like a few things in this movie that I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
But then again, they're not enough to ding the movie. You're just kind of like, whatever, you know.
Well, no, I
it's
mean
a kids
it's,
movie.
Yeah, I mean, and just as much makes sense as the bullet going through and
Right,
blowing
exactly.
up and then making the
Because
two
when does
worlds
that ever
merge
happen in the games or anything
makes
like that?
sense. Then somebody wishing it not to have can make just as much sense to make them not merge. I guess whatever it is.
Anyway, so they eventually. So what happens is, Mario's getting his ass kicked by Bowser, and he's about to fucking torch his ass, but Luigi jumps in front of him with a manhole, which is also very unrealistic.
That would burn.
It would burn like a motherfucker. He's got his face all pressed against it and everything too, and he's protecting Mario
It's
from
like
being burnt.
red hot too.
Yeah, and then so Princess Peach kicks the star to him, and they both grab the star, and this is where all hell breaks loose, and they essentially beat the shit out of every Koopa, including Bowser.
Yeah.
They do some Super Saiyan fucking drop kicks on this motherfucker, blasting him into the ether. You know what I mean? It's insane how much they what they do to this dude,
Dude,
with just the power of the star.
I wrote down, imagine being on the sidelines and see a giant turtle rant about how Mario ruined his wedding with a peach and now is miserable. Then you see the same guy kick the turtle's butt all while glowing rainbow.
Not just kick his butt, but kick him so hard that it cracks a mountain. That's some Super Saiyan shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They turn Super Saiyan.
Like Sonic turning Super Saiyan, Sonic 2.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So from here, everybody's approval, and this is where the dog's approval comes in. Giving that little nod like Yoda, you know what I mean? You have learned and you have been taught. My work is done here. Karen doesn't agree. She thinks I'm stupid.
I don't think you're stupid. I just think you're wrong about the dog.
Yeah, I am.
dog was
Of course I'm wrong about the dog.
I know you're wrong about the dog.
So, all right, so from here,
I just like how you had to hold on to it for so long.
right, yeah.
Quit trying to ruin the man's hopes.
Yeah. Okay, so from here, it goes to the Mushroom Kingdom, where apparently now Mario and Luigi both live as plumbers, I guess, because they grab their tools and
the Mushroom Kingdom.
at the Mushroom Kingdom. I guess they're plumbers. I don't know, because
Well, pay is better. Gold coins.
gold coins and yeah. Although there are no female toads, I don't know how they reproduce. I didn't see any female toads. Did you guys?
I guess I wasn't really looking.
I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember seeing any though.
I'm pretty sure they all look the same, so
No,
Yeah,
they
maybe.
don't. Female toads are pink.
they're not just pink. I thought
I've only ever seen pink female toads.
that's because we've only ever seen one toad before.
Well,
Female
that's
toad.
I feel sorry for that one toad. It's kind of like
Like
Smurfette
Smurfette,
and,
yeah.
and Smurfs.
I mean,
Yeah, you
Smurf
saw our
is.
wall. What happens whenever Smurfette walks in a room?
That's her.
Well,
brothers,
she can't
man.
now.
No, she's a goner.
She's dead.
that's a lot of mushrooms for that toad.
She died by AIDS.
Anyway, so that concludes our movie. It gets into cuts into the credits, which are credits pretty cool. But then it also hold on, sorry. The reason why they beat the reason how they beat Bowser is they shoved one of the shrinking mushrooms in his mouth, and he shrinks, and they put him in a cage in the princess's castle, which is
Little
dumb
jar.
because all he's got to do is be hit once, and he turns big again at any point. At any point.
Clumsy maid.
Yeah, and then there's an end credit screen with where it shows Yoshi's shell, the green Yoshi.
Yep.
So there's that, and then roll credits, and that's the end of the movie.
There was also a scene where Bowser was singing Peaches again, but
Let's rock out this bitch.
Yeah, peaches, peaches, peaches. Yeah, if you haven't heard that one, look it up too. Anyway, that's the end of the movie there. Let's get into, like we do before, like any other time, we'll get into what we thought about the movie in our reviews. So let's start with Eric. What do you think, bud?
So pros, I like the music. I like the colors. I mean, the colors really popping in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, get closer. I like all the nods, nostalgic factor of it. Really have too many cons. Can't think of any really cons that I can think of. So a couple of those
Cons or
old-
Kongs? Because there's a lot of Kongs.
Kongs.
Get it?
The sinus is.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I guess a couple plot holes here and there be the cons for it. So I gave it an 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
I give it an 8.5 because I'm awesome like that. It's the score and credit, and I've been playing Mario since I was a kid too. So I always played it on my DS though.
So that's it.
Yeah, I just love the movie.
She just loves the movie.
She
Yeah.
just loves it.
Karen, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I have Alex too.
Oh yeah, let's hear Alex.
So this is from Alec. He says, "Hey guys, it's me. Sorry I wasn't able to call in today. Jace had his last T-ball game today, and I asked Karen if she would mind reading my review over the duration of the show at some point, and she obliged. Thanks, buddy. Well, where do I even start with this movie? I think we were all a little skeptical of what this movie could have been. I watched it over and over again this weekend with the family. Steph's first time seeing it, as it was Declan's, me and Jace's second time. And it was like watching it all over again for the first time. All the little Easter eggs they had planted in this movie from the start to finish brought back so many memories from my childhood. The musical score, the cinematography of the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser's ship, you name it. How could you not be in love with this movie? What I loved about it the most was watching my boys, Jason Declan, hooked from start to finish of the film, smiling, laughing, and clapping even in certain moments of the movie. It's crazy to think something from so long ago we grew up watching would be as loved, if not more, today than it was when we were growing up. My only complaint of this movie is that I thought it could have been longer. A solid 9.5 to 10 for me. And John Leguizamo, you can suck it. One last thing to anyone who may be listening to the show or watching the guys on YouTube, I'd like to give a little shout out to the crew. Week in and week out, these guys bust their asses from family life to work and everything else they may have going on to take time out of their lives to share this amazing content weekly. Call me biased, and rightfully so. You guys kick ass and are amazing at what you do. Thank you for all that you do. I know at times it can feel like, why are you doing this? But I'm sure just like me, there are people out there who look forward to each week you guys drop new content and hear what you have to say. It's crazy to think it's been 10 years already since I moved back to Illinois. It really doesn't feel that long, but man, I'm so grateful for you guys. There were a lot of good times and some bad times. The bad definitely lingered towards the end of my time there. But look, here we are again, best of friends. I can't thank you enough, Joseph and Karen, for the tough love you gave me. I needed it, and through all of the bullshit we worked through. You guys are like family to me. I don't have many people in my life anymore. My circle is very small, but I'm glad to have you in it. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see this take off and all the hard work, sweat, and tears you have put into this payoff, because everyone at that table deserves it. Thank you, Alec.
God damn, Alec, you about made me tear up a little bit, man.
He has such
We
a way
love
with
you
words.
too, buddy. God,
Thanks,
you do
pal.
have a good way with words.
I'm telling you,
You
as
can
soon
call
as
in with your review every week, bud.
I'm telling you, as soon as we can afford it, we're paying him for PR.
Yeah,
That's
no
his
shit.
job. That's
his
that's
job.
all he's doing.
Jeez, man. Thank you, Alec.
Thank you.
Yeah, it makes me feel good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Got me all warm and fuzzy inside.
Well, I can't even top that review. I'll just say my number.
Right? Like, what do you say to that? Like, we should have read his last.
Ditto.
Yeah, he did say it in a really good way too.
He
Like,
did.
goddamn,
He
like he just
did.
made me love the movie a little bit more.
No
Like,
doubt. I would say for me, the first thing I really nosed in on, and I don't know why, was the soundtrack, and it wasn't just the songs, but like like she said, the sounds. You know,
Dun, 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 dun.
the Super Mario Brothers song being in their commercial. Yeah, different, just all these different sounds kind of hitting, and I don't know if that's part of, memory, because they say, memory comes in waves, smell is usually first, and then hearing, and,
Yeah.
So that was kind of like nostalgia number one for me, was hearing all these sounds and stuff, and then, of course, just nostalgia all throughout. I absolutely adored the fact that I could watch this movie and enjoy it, and sitting right next to me is my youngest son, just loving the shit out of it too. That's fantastic to me. I think that's just amazing. Cinematography, the story was just enough, bare bones enough, but yet enough to keep you intrigued. There's not a lot to complain about, really. I don't think.
agree.
You've got a few plot holes, but it's a kids movie, and the
Yeah.
plot holes are, I would say, they're almost on par with a video game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
right.
it's
The video
it's
games
almost-
didn't have a lot of plot, like period.
well, it's almost like they're there sort of on purpose in their purposefully in a way.
I think that in the movie and in the games alike, it's not a point of the plot. It's a point of visually stunning. It's fun. Oversaturating it with plot would only give it. I think it would honestly drag it down.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't make it as fun.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah. I'm just
great.
saying
That's
you know,
what's great about the games too.
yeah. I'm just saying like out of the plot holes you could pick apart, I think are just not enough to worry about picking apart. So I'm gonna say 9.
Okay. Oh damn, 9.
Like
I think for me,
Tarantino over here.
If I gave Renfield a 9, I gotta give the Mario Brothers a 9.
Yeah.
I think for me, like it's a lot of what you and Alec both said are just like on par. Like I couldn't agree more with you guys. Like
Did it?
the nostalgia that you get from watching this, it's just insane. And like you said, like sitting there watching the movie in the theater with my kids, watching a movie of a property that I grew up loving, that's been around since I've been around, you know, is crazy that my kids also love it. It's like, you know, but then again, it also goes to show how great and why these things still exist because of how great things were whenever we were kids. It's just like the Ninja Turtles, the Super Mario Brothers.
It's just that staying power.
Yeah,
it sort
all
of hits
those
you
things.
sometimes,
Yeah,
'cause
like you don't see things that still stuck around, that are still around, that were out whenever our parents were kids. You don't see any of that shit because
Well, some
all
of
the
it,
best
Etch a
stuff
Sketch.
came out in the late '80s, early '90s. Like that stuff that's where it's at, man. Like I think that's why I think that culture in general was at its peak then. You know what I mean? Like back in the like mid to late '80s. Like it was at its peak. You had all the best content coming out then. And it, you know, your cartoons were the best. The video games were the best. Even some of the music was the best. I wouldn't say I'm not a huge '80s fan, but like a lot of people would argue that a lot of the music then
My
the
sister
movies.
likes 80s music a lot.
Yeah,
I am
mean,
a fan.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
I wouldn't say it's the best.
Yeah.
I just like music.
But
So
that's what I'm
give me
saying though. Like
I
it's
like
got to
80s.
say a lot to think that movies, music, culture in general, it says
how influential it's been
how
to
exactly
generations.
yeah, even now that I've got kids that were born nearly 30 years after any of this stuff was out, it's still big to them. Gavin loved he was obsessed with Mario. We took the boys and we took everybody to the theater. Dude, Jackson sat still. He didn't move. He was like into it, holding
Which
his
is
which is really rare for him. He doesn't just sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
But he's like sitting there like glued to his popcorn, just like his eyes are on the screen the whole time. We're like staring at him and he's not even looking at us. Like that's how into the movie is. So it's got to say a lot. Like, yes, I know that this movie's geared toward kids, but like I said, for adults, there's a lot of nostalgia here for us,
Yeah.
man. Like the kids may not get it, but they love the movie. They made a good kids movie, but
They
they
did it
also
a way that it wasn't completely saturated with
Exactly.
it either, so that it wasn't.
And to Alex's point, he said that the movie was a little too short. Like he wished it was longer. I disagree. I think any longer would have been too much. I think that making it longer would make it less obtainable for kids.
And I think you'd have to thicken out that plot
You
a
would,
little
yeah,
bit, which you don't want to do.
Which you don't want to do because, like I said, you're going to lose the attention of children. So I think they did a fantastic job. I think the movie's great, colorful. The music beats, the fucking sound effects, all the nostalgia. I don't care that they're not the original voice actors. I could care less about that. Because if you want to complain about Italians and shit, for one,
They
John
still-
Leguizamo's fucking Latino. He can suck an ass.
They still had the original voice actor.
He did.
Mario
He
in
did
it.
for the one guy. But he's also not Latino. Or, I mean, Italian.
Yeah.
He's also a white dude. So get over it. You know, like get over yourselves. So I think for me, I'm gonna come in here with Karen, dude. It's a 9, easily a 9 for me. I love this movie.
Dang.
It's definitely one of my favorite. It is by far one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I fucking love this
I'm
movie.
Tarantino over here.
I loved it, dude. We've watched it 3-4 times now, and I love it every
Yeah.
time. I love it. Like
The aggregate would be 8.6 then.
8.6. That's pretty high, though.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into.
Down.
That's what-
Has
you're
anybody
welcome.
seen the Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
No, not since you talked about it.
Okay.
So
So
I've not seen shit.
All right, well, let's
We
get
weren't
into
supposed to look.
the. Oh shit, we weren't allowed to look at that.
Too late.
My man.
Let's get into our Rotten Tomatoes here and see if
My
you guys
guess is
can
right on the knob. Then.
see if you guys can guess what it is.
So we do the critics. I'm going to say
87.
Critics. I'm going to say 78.
Critics? 85.
Wait, what'd you
Oh,
get?
I know you would.
86.
I said 87.
Okay.
87, 85.
All right. So, what are you guys' scores for the critics?
87.
87,
85.
85,
78.
78. So 87, 78, 85. Eric's gonna take it. It's really low. It's only 59%.
What?
For the critics?
Fuck
Critics,
them.
critics were panning this movie.
Fuck them.
It's a rotten movie for them.
John Leguizamo was paying them off.
I will throw all $20 that I have in my bank account at this.
He just did that Violent Night. Maybe he had a few more.
Yeah, and he was just in The Menu, which was such a great movie.
Yeah, they did not like this movie, and that was one of the big deals about the movie. Like I said earlier, highest grossing
Yeah,
with a Rotten Tomato
with bad.
with bad reviews.
I'm saying 95.
But who gives a shit about the critics? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, all right. Now let's get
97.
into the audience.
98.
I said 95, 97, 98.
Okay, so 95.
95, 97, 98.
I said 98.
Who said 97, 95?
95, 97.
You guys are tied. It's 96%.
Are you
Oh, wow.
Scissors.
96%. You guys are tied.
Are we actually doing
That is
this?
insane, though. That like, how can you go from a 59% audience
Did I
or
ruin your-
critics to a
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like a 96% audience score? You know,
Maybe
what I mean?
critics can be
we
bought.
got to do a
Yeah.
tiebreaker now.
But then, well, I want to give you an example after this. So, the new Little Mermaid movie, I thought that it was gonna be like, oh, the critics are all over this. They're not. They
They're
do
not
not like the
liking it.
movie, but the
Fucking hating
audience
on it.
does, which is weird to me because I thought for sure the audience was gonna hate it.
I actually heard
Did you watch
a
it
really
without me?
intriguing.
No,
Oh.
I heard a really intriguing review on that movie, where the girl was talking about the old music versus the new music, and how they're not cohesive.
What's her name? Haley or something like that?
I don't
Halle
remember.
Berry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like the composer and the director have worked together like a bunch,
yeah,
and that it really threw her for a loop that the music was not cohesive. It didn't match the story, and it was. She gave a really thought out review, and I was like kind of blown
I
away
heard some
by
things
it.
about it that just didn't. But then I heard the CG looked really weird and wonky.
Yeah, I was. She said it felt like two different movies too, because in the water it looks really dull and lifeless, and in the real world it looks vibrant and colorful. And she's like, you know, what about in the sea? Like, there's vibrant sea and beautiful sea life, and
Yeah.
you know, and yeah. So I don't know if she's like,
Avatar can do it.
that's what she was
Right,
like.
I
You
mean-
know, if they're trying to, you know, show a contrast.
I know you guys haven't seen the Avatar movie, but dude, the way they do like their sea scenes and everything is
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous.
Well, I'm just saying, like she said, you know, if they're trying to draw a contrast to like that's why Ariel wants to leave, like you didn't do a good job at translating it into the movie,
Right,
like,
yeah, right. Okay, so your critics' consensus is while it's nowhere near as thrilling as turtle tipping your way to 128 lives, the Mario Brothers movie is a colorful, albeit thinly plotted, animated adventure that has about as many Nintendos as Nintendants. It's like they gotta have a pun in everything.
That's what it sounds like.
What do you think the audience says?
Screw you.
The audience?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I remember that. From
That's
the
all it
first
is.
one. Woohoo!
Like that's just all you got to say about the movie. Like that's all you need to say about the movie because it's great. I don't think we're gonna find.
I was gonna say I don't think you're gonna
with
find
a
a bad
96% score. I don't think you're gonna find a lot of bad reviews.
one. If you can find one,
If I can
And
find
the
one, let me
critics
scroll
will
for a
tell you
second
about
here and see what I can do.
While you're doing that, let's do rock, paper, scissors, because
I'm
You're
not doing
you're
that.
conflicted over who's gonna win. Here's a
Yeah.
2 Brent. Here's a 2-star. Princess Peach was the best thing about it. That is not true.
But I need to know why you
Right,
feel that way.
yeah.
I feel like.
they're all like 5 and 4 stars.
No.
Everything is. Oh come on, give me a 1 star. They should be able to like Here's a 1.5 star. I'm a Mario fan, and this movie put me to sleep. None of the voice characters match. Accents are faked and not used throughout to match the characters and games. Okay, shut the fuck up.
It wasn't used throughout on purpose because it was only used in the commercial.
Right. Oh! I got a half star. Kelly G. And in my list of 3 worst movies ever, just doo-doo. Just doo-doo.
Just doo-doo.
Just don't. That's what it says. In my list of 3 worst favorites, or 3 worst movies ever, just doo-doo. Just don't. Okay.
What are your other 2 movies?
Yeah, I want to know what your other 2 movies are.
Citizen Kane and
Yeah. Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Here's a 1 star. Boring movie, a snooze fest. Went because my boyfriend wanted to go. Won't see it again. Okay, Riley.
I bet she's a thrill.
Yeah. She's probably like, oh my god, why are we watching this? This is so dumb.
It's so childish.
What is this character even based on?
This is our 3rd date.
Is this
Why
that
are we
Sonic
watching
movie?
A children movie.
Here's a 1.5 star.
Why are
I
we
don't-
watching a cartoon?
Why are we watching a
It's
cartoon?
childish.
You don't even want kids, babe. I didn't. It's because he's still a kid himself. I didn't think it would be great. However, I think it was worse than anyone could have guessed.
Oh.
He said Woth, not with, Woth. A great cast, great franchise, and a great idea to tell Mario's origin story. However, the script was bad, and Toad's part was very anticlimactic. Who the fuck cares about Toad?
I like
Toad?
Toad.
I know, but like,
That's one of those. people
Toad's
like
name
Toad
isn't in the
Toad.
goddamn fucking movie.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's not going to sway my decision about how much Toad's in the movie, whether or not I like it.
right,
or
like that
not.
doesn't make any sense. Like this isn't called Mario Brothers and Toad.
I think Toad had like the perfect amount of rule in it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he served his purpose, and that's what Toad does in the games as well.
Right.
I'll give you one more here if I can find one. Hold on. What did that say?
Wait up.
Hold on.
Hold up.
This is
Wait
a
a
5 star. Oh, damn it. It's in fucking Spanish. All I know is there's a peach at the end of it. It's like the peach emoji for like the booty emoji.
I can.
Can you read? Can you read?
Oh god, it's gone.
Okay, here it is. Do you know what it says?
I speak some Spanish, but not all.
I don't speak any Spanish.
Not enough.
Not enough. She's like,
Nope.
you're like, nope, peach.
I was gonna try to come up with something, mouth style, but I got nothing.
Mouth style. Come on.
Always separate the drugs.
I'm trying to find at least one
There
more.
might be a way to translate it through your phone.
Oh yeah, Google has Translate.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? I want to see what it says.
Just copy
Just like
it.
copy it.
Copy
and
it
then,
and
what the
paste
fuck?
it to
Hold on.
Never mind, it's gone.
Google Translate.
Well, I hit the back button and it took me all the way back to the Rotten Tomatoes page. Hold on a second, I'll find it.
Have a translator.
Well, somebody has to say it though, don't they?
I could type it in.
Why can't I just like type it in or like copy and paste it?
You can copy and paste it into Google.
Yeah, Spanish to English.
Where'd you go? I'm trying to find it again.
Doesn't it
How
like
many words is
shuffle
it?
them?
Because if I could just.
It's a lot.
Does it shuffle them?
I mean, that's what you think.
I don't know if it does or not. I don't know. I can't find it now.
Oh.
Here's a 1 star. Can we just copy and paste this?
Stay tuned next week after he finds it.
After I figure it
and
all out.
Translates it.
Yeah, we're gonna do this last one. It's in Spanish, and we're gonna translate it. Come on.
If it kills us.
Translate? I don't know.
I know what that says. I know what that says.
Was it what?
El Pero Sabe Más Que Tu.
Hold on.
What was it said?
The donkey knows more than
Translate.
you.
Oh.
Is that all the Spanish you know?
Okay, so
Some of it.
entertaining, yes, but the story totally X. I don't know what that means. For me, copy of Ralph the Demolisher, which I think they mean Wreck-It Ralph. They must have been Ralph the Demolisher in Mexico.
It's just that it's because when you translate, there's usually like 3 or 4 different words that it could be,
Dialects.
Right.
so it just picks one.
Ralph the Demolisher.
Ralph
Yes.
the Demolisher.
Yes.
I think it meant Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Which
Anyway.
nothing like that movie.
No, not at all. Not really.
I'm glad that we went through all that trouble.
You could compare certain things to it, I guess, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Fuck, what's after this?
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Trivia.
I always forget. Oh, yeah. Karen, what do you got for trivia?
I was supposed to do
There's gotta be a
trivia.
lot of trivia, right?
I doubt it.
A fair amount. So a lot of it's just kind of Easter eggs, really. But here's kind of like the ones that I thought were the obvious ones. The music played during Mario and Luigi's plumbing commercial is actually the theme music of the kids show, Super Mario Brothers Super Show, starring Lou Albano as Mario and Danny Wells as Luigi. When Luigi's phone rings, his ringtone is the startup jingle from the Nintendo GameCube. The default caller icon also resembles the default Mii on the Nintendo system's the Wii. A French restaurant called the Chasse du Canard can be seen in the background of some of the shots in Brooklyn. That translates as Duck Hunt. The restaurant's logo is a duck from the Duck Hunt game.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, Mario and Luigi had to run to their first job. This is not only a recreation of the classic side-scrolling action from the original 8-bit Nintendo game, but also at the end, Mario jumps to the pole of a restaurant called Castle Burger. The way he slides from it is exactly as he does in the game. Also, the shape of the restaurant is the same as the castles at the end of every stage. Although the film is obviously based on Mario, there are many references to other franchises. The pizzeria is called Punch-Out Pizza, after the video game Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, in which Mario had a cameo as the referee and a model of an R-Wing fighter from Star Fox, can be seen in Mario's bedroom, as well as a poster of Captain Falcon's blue pod racer from F-Zero and the sequels.
Captain Falcon's my favorite Super Smash Bros. Character. Falcon Punch!
Additionally, the
Sorry.
game that Mario plays in the bedroom on the NES-style console is the classic Kid Icarus. The Super Mario Bros. Plumbing van's logo is the logo font that has been used since the original Super Mario Bros. In 1985. Additionally, the images of the brothers on the van are the old promotional images from the game's early days.
Yup.
A billboard can be seen in the background on one of the buildings in Brooklyn's that features advertisements for Hanafuda cards. Nintendo was originally, I hope I said that right, originally founded in 1889 for the purposes of producing and selling handcrafted Hanafuda. Nintendo has focused on video games since the 1970s, but continues to produce cards in Japan, including theme sets based on Mario, Pokemon, and Kirby. These were the ones
They
that
have cards for Mario?
No, they originally started out manufacturing these cards. They're called Hanafuda cards, and they're not related to Mario or anything at all. They're just a game, I assume, called Hanafuda. I don't know exactly what they are, but that's what they did. That's what Nintendo did. And somehow they started into video games, and then they just kind of stayed there, but they do still produce cards.
That's cool.
Many of the actors attended the premiere of the film in outfits inspired by their characters. Chris Pratt and Charlie Day wore matching red and green suits. Jack Black wore a suit with Bowser's spikes on the back and flames on the cuffs. And Anya Taylor-Joy wore a recreation of Peach's motorcycle outfit that's seen in the
I
film.
saw that. Yeah.
When Mario and Luigi descend to the sewer in order to stop the water flow, they inadvertently break through a wall and find an unusual part of the sewer which has a sign that states level 1-2.
Yeah.
This alludes to an infamous glitch from the original Super Mario Bros. In 1985, in which World 1-2, the sewer level, the player could jump through a certain wall and end up in a warp zone that led to the Minus World. For many years, fans believed that this was a secret world built into the game, while in reality it was a glitch that led to an improperly loaded environment, creating an unwinnable situation. In the movie, level 1-2 contains the portal to the Mushroom Kingdom, thereby genuinely giving access to a secret world. A painting of the hunting dog from the Famicom NES game Duck Hunt can be seen at the end of the hallway in the apartment where Mario and Luigi take their first plumbing job. As Mario and Toad pass...
I still think it would have been better if they would use the
I agree.
hunting dog in there.
As Mario and Toad
It
pass
would've
an antique store...
So much better.
As Mario and Toad pass an antique store on the way to see Peach, you hear a young-sounding character ask, "Does this even work?"
Grow up, bro.
I can't.
Grow up.
I can't.
We need them goddamn things, them fucking those bumps. Because I'd be like, grow up, bro.
Right after I do it.
It's best if you just ignore him.
It'd be even better if she ignored me after it hit her. She just
She'd probably smack you, dude, honestly. That's why I was like, don't do it.
Anywho.
That's why you shouldn't give him things he can throw.
I didn't give it to him.
Sure.
You did.
No, because if that wasn't there, I bet you'd be trying to throw Satan right there.
no.
So.
That doesn't belong to him. Not that that does either, but he can't break that.
You can't break that.
break
Yeah, it's
this.
just rubber.
he might
Continue,
throw
Karen.
Plus,
both.
this might leave like a smacking noise through the mic, which makes it even so much better.
It'd go.
I have a plan. As Mario and Toad pass an antique store
both
on the way
die.
to see Peach, you hear a young-sounding character ask, "Does this even work?" while holding up a game cartridge. The shop owner responds, "Yeah, you just blow in it."
Yeah.
This is a reference to the homegrown fix for the original NES cartridges.
Yeah.
It worked, damn it.
And you could only fix your NES. Nobody else could fix it. It
Yeah, it always
you
had to be
fix it.
you. You had to be the one to blow in it. You had to be the one. You're like, dude.
You knew how many
you
times
know-
it took to take the cartridge out, put it in, take it out, put
Or
it in,
how far
how
to
many
put
times
it
you had to
in.
push it up
How
and down.
far to put
How
it
hard
in.
to
Sometimes
blow
you
in.
didn't put the cartridge all the way in. Sometimes you put it in just enough so it would go down. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of variables.
Depending on the
Yeah.
game, time of day, where the sun was in the sky.
Sometimes you had to even blow into the console.
Yeah.
So
I had to do that a lot.
yeah,
They were fickle beasts.
they were. But goddamn it, they're resilient.
Yeah.
They're fucking resilient. Like of
If
all
you dropped
games,
that thing on concrete,
Yeah.
you broke the concrete.
yeah, like those
It was
things
like
were
the
resilient.
Nokia
So
phone.
a regular Nintendo is one of the few consoles that you can still find today
Yeah.
that in still like great working condition. Because like
Might be a
most
little yellow,
newer
but that'd be
consoles like
about it.
Xboxes, PlayStations, like our PlayStation 2 upstairs has electrical tape wrapped around it because it barely works. But like but I bet if we had a regular Nintendo, that bitch would look like it just came out of the box.
Yeah.
Unless you got it from a house where people smoked, then it might be a little yellowy.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto originally wanted Donkey Kong to be a game based on the Popeye comic strip. After failing to secure the rights, he replaced Popeye, Bluto, and Olive Oil with Mario, Donkey Kong, and Pauline, respectively. Nintendo eventually... The girl.
Yeah.
Thought that was Peach. Oh. Dang, Mario's got hose.
It does host for days.
Yep. Nintendo eventually
He knows
did
how to lay
secure
that
the
pipe.
rights and produced Popeye in 1982.
Cleans out the right pipes.
Jack Black used Darth Vader as an inspiration for his Bowser voice. Mario's father in the movie is played by Charles Martinet, the voice actor who has been portraying both Mario and Luigi in the Super Mario video game series since 1991.
Yep.
He is also the voice for Wario and Waluigi. He also voiced Giuseppe, the character that is playing an arcade game called Jumpman and the Punch-Out Pizzeria, and says the Mario Brothers accents are perfect after we see the commercial on TV. Giuseppe physically bears a close resemblance to the original look of Jumpman, Mario, and the Donkey Kong arcade game cabinet, complete with the matching red hat and overalls with a blue shirt. At the end of the film, Giuseppe is shown jumping in the air, exclaiming "Woohoo!" in the exact same pose as the original Jumpman Mario in the game. In the post-credit scene, it can be seen underground close to the pipe for entering the Mushroom Kingdom, a white-spotted green egg breaking itself, foreshadowing Yoshi for a potential sequel. The little blue star, who is a prisoner of Bowser and Lumily, is Lumily. That's right.
Lamille.
A character introduced in Super Mario Galaxy in 2007. It is used
I never
as
played that one.
The other time.
It is used as a shop by Mario and Luigi where they can buy a life mushroom for 30 star bits. An interesting fact used in the movie as a comic gag is that Lumily is depicted as a dark timing, depressed, and suicidal character obsessed with death. The explanation about his personality comes from the game. At the end of it, All the Lumilly's race, jump themselves into a black hole to save the universe of a cosmic catastrophe. Eventually, they return in Super Mario Galaxy 2 in 2010 as celestial bodies raced. Lumas can transform into planets, stars, or entire galaxies when they fulfill their life cycle.
Holy shit. That's all. They gave literally more story and background to that fucking star than they have any other character in the entire franchise.
So he wanted to
Like,
die
there's-
to become a galaxy, pretty
Yes.
much.
That is insane, dude.
Yes, to fill his...
There's more
got to be
plot
the
there with that
galaxy.
star than there is with the entire Mario franchise.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
It just
They gave this, like, Norse mythology.
Maybe they had to do it because they're like, well, if we're going to give him that dark of
Yeah, we gotta, like...
personality, we
yeah.
really got to brighten this up somehow.
But
Yes, he
yeah,
has
that's-
something
that's
to look
it.
forward after death.
Yeah, he had something to look forward to. That's it. That's all the trivia there was.
All right. What are we doing next week? So the last 2 weeks we've done movies that have recently come out. Well,
Yeah.
the last 2 episodes, I should say, not last 2 weeks. Because we did Renfield and then we did.
Evil Dead, Rise.
Yeah, we did Evil Dead Rise, we did Renfield, and we did this. So this week we're actually going to pull out of the box because I thought, well, we could do John Wick 4 because that's out now. But I'm like, but I think John Wick's actually in the box.
I think so.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
so
Yeah.
we probably have to
We
watch the
gotta go
first
in
one in order.
We should go in order.
So we should probably go in order on those. And how you going to talk about a 4th movie in a franchise? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull out of the box. Karen, you want to pull out of the box and
I'll
tell us
pull
what
out
we're doing?
Yep.
Get us something good, man.
Spaceballs. Spaceballs.
Die Hard.
Yes.
First one.
The first one, you got to put it back in the box.
We don't have the other ones in there.
No, we're
No,
just
we
doing
just
it.
do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just have to make a note that we did Die Hard.
Well, I have the list.
And we're
Well, good.
doing the movie.
Die Hard, baby. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I fucking love Die Hard. Master, when did we watch this last?
It's not Christmas.
Christmas.
Was it Christmas?
Yeah.
Hey,
not
apparently,
Christmas.
I know.
apparently to Bruce Willis is not a Christmas movie.
Is that what Bruce Willis says?
Yeah.
Well, we don't care about his opinion.
I
We
say
really
I
don't.
say his brain was going away by the time he said that.
Yeah.
Probably. That's when it started. That's how they knew something was wrong.
Yep.
All right. So next week we will be doing Die Hard from shit. What year is that from? Like early '90s.
I mean, there's no new ones, so what does it matter?
Yes, there are. There's like 5 of them.
Okay, not Die Hard 5. We mean Die Hard 1.
1988.
Before I was born.
So Die Hard from 1988.
33, about to be 34.
I'll just give you the IMDb plot here. A New York City police officer tries to save his estranged wife and several others taken hostage by terrorists during a Christmas party at Nagatomi Plaza in Los Angeles. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty
much.
cut and dry.
Down to the coast,
This pretty
off
much
your
is the movie that
laps.
launched Bruce Willis's career into the stratosphere, man. But yeah, so next
Certainly
week,
is an action star.
yeah, like
Yeah.
assertive because before this he was doing like some legal procedural show or something.
Before this, I only know the only thing I know him to be on was like a sitcom called Moonlight.
yeah, that's what it was.
something or
A sitcom. It was on,
other. Yeah, and
but it was a procedural, wasn't it?
I don't think so, but I don't know for
I
sure.
don't know. He was a suit and tie kind of person.
The only thing I remember is it was like a love story thing.
Yeah,
thought.
maybe it was something like that.
I
But
don't
like
know.
this movie essentially made him an action star
Yep.
because after this it was like Die Hard 2, and then it was into all these other movies like The Boy Scout and all that shit, and became one of the best action stars of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next week Die Hard 2 with Bruce Willis. Don't forget to check out our TikTok, which Madison will get on top of since she got that new phone.
Will.
Since she got herself a new phone, so she can make us some more TikToks. Check out our Twitter or Facebook.
Now you know we got a new phone.
Yeah, I gotta re-download CapCut.
Who do you think paid for it?
That's why I'm saying she got a new phone. Now I know why.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was your birthday.
No, it's not because they love me. It's because they need me.
What the fuck? What the fuck ever. Check out our TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course our YouTube. And don't forget about our Rumble. And please like, share, subscribe to all of those things. Share with your friends all of those things. And don't forget to, if you want to leave us your phone number so we can give you a call, just hit us up and leave us your phone number with your name at the Bonsai Movie Crew at gmail.com. Also, give us a rating on Spotify or wherever else you listen to your podcast.
I'm sure thumbs up would do greatly on YouTube. So
Yeah, thumbs ups are pretty cool. You should do those. No thumbs downs. Don't do that because we're not a thumbs down kind of crew. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely not.
yeah, we're cool as fuck, bro. Anyway, till next week. You know. Bye.
bye.
Later. Okay, bye.